Please don't
Please
look
don't.
at me. Don't do that.
No, the thing is, okay, let's talk about that for a second. That angers me. You want to know? It angers me in the same way that people talking about Stacey Abrams as like this super heroine also angers me.
Mm-hmm.
For explanation, I think Stacey Abrams is great, but I'm tired of y'all. Like, I'm tired of like people when it comes to voting, especially on the Democratic side of things, like praying for Black women to save them for things that they vote for. Y'all keep voting for shitty people, and then when it turns out that they're shitty after you didn't listen to all the Black women and the Black people and the Black queers and the Black femmes and the Black non-binary folks who told you that it was a terrible and a bad time and you shouldn't be here, when it actually goes down, then you're just like, surely they will come out to pull us out of this fire because you've been asking us to take care of you since you brought us here. Okay.
Yeah. Stacy, come help us and clean up the mess we made. Please help us.
I mean, this is like, bitch, this is the 1960s. I'm not the help. So that's a thing. But then also looking at Georgia, being like, y'all, you shouldn't be looking at us and going, we should do what they did. We should look at this and go, it's really cool that they made it through in spite of all this other stuff, but we need to make it so they don't have to do all that.
That sounds too much like right.
Yeah.
Also, I'm ready to go whenever you are, just so I can. Just so you can
Unfortunately, I forgot that the show was live. I started doing something else.
Yeah, we've been on it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I forgot. Oh yeah, we went live. I should probably talk and do something about that, right?
But they needed to hear that. They needed to hear that.
They did. Hold on.
We're not just.
I will send this text a little bit later. Something's coming in from God knows where, and I want to know what it is.
We're not just a tech. We're not just a tech show. We are also three Black people who have thoughts and opinions about other things, but we also do talk about. But we do talk about tech though. This is a tech show where we talk about other non-tech stuff. But that's fine. That's how we roll. They know it.
And of course, we do it on our show called Tech Talk Thursdays. It's May 5th, 2022. Happy World Password Day to everybody. That's the only thing that's happening on May 5th. Right? That's it, right? There's nothing else happening.
Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the 5th? That's happening?
Did you two-factor your stuff, though?
Oh!
What the fuck was that?
Oh, whoa. Yo.
What the fuck?
I just want to answer to the question.
What the fuck?
That needs to be on the clip and on the TikTok. Please.
Jeez. I need a fucking content warning with that, man.
My chest.
Oh, I hope I get it. If not, like, I will try to get to that spot. I'm trying to try to clip it, but
see, you can't do that to the person with high blood pressure after drinking Pepsi now.
Listen, just make a note about what time it was. Are you?
I'm clipping it now.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Just go clip one. I don't know. It's asking for a name on the spot. If I just hit clip, just clip. Don't ask me for a name. It's taking too damn long.
Oh Lord.
God. Also, I forgot that I could have just hit marker somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't have the marker button over here on the dashboard. I should probably put it there. Why? I don't know. Because I'm just the worst person.
You're not the worst person, but still, why though?
I don't know.
It's more of a do better than you the bad person.
All right, what are y'all? Marcus Major Linux Summers, twitch.tv/Major Linux. Of course, I'm joined this week and every week. Kevin, your boy Kevin's in the building.
The building with a mouthful of Oreo Kexter, but yeah, I'm here.
I'm joined this week by the man with the many buttons and the many voices, sometimes scaring the shit out of people for no reason in particular. Sinziak is in the building.
Hey, yo, what's up? How we doing?
It's been a week. It's been more of a week for people, for some people more than others.
Facts.
But it's just been a week. It's just been a fucking week. So y'all have taken a look at the stories. We have not talked about this beforehand. Do you think we should just dive right into it, or would you like to share a little bit about your weeks?
Well, this is my first week back from vacation. So I got this in the mail.
Oh, it arrived.
I have no idea how I'm going to connect it to anything, but I got this in the mail.
There was no cable with that?
There was a cable, but it has the same. It looks like it has the same kind of connector at both ends.
so
have
just
the
like,
same thing.
Yes, it is the USB-C to USB-C. So yeah, funny thing about that part, I have the adapters. They're sitting on my desk in my office. And 2 days after I sent those drives, I was like, you know what? I need to make sure I include those with those drives when I send them. As I am sitting on the phone with my mom, I walk in and out of the office. I see the adapters again. It's, oh, right. I need to put those in the container. I need to remember to put those in the package with those drives. I said that in my head. I shouted in her ear, oh, shit.
mm-hmm.
To where she was like, what? I said, and I told her the whole thing. I said, yeah, there was something I meant to include in a package that I shipped 2 days ago that I said I was going to include in a package that I was going to send, which is not here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my bad.
That's okay. You know something? They'll arrive one day. I'm sure. It's fine.
I mean, or there are adapters. We found them on Amazon the other a month or so ago when I ran into a similar issue with a webcam.
So we got that going on. Day job stuff has been interesting. And I played the Spire for the first time this week, which was a lot of fun.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you saying. I was like, oh, we slaying some spires. Yes.
I picked a random thing off the backlog that was just be like, pick a thing off the backlog that isn't going to take like several hours to play, and it was one of these things. It was kind of like, oh, this is fun.
Mm-hmm. I like my roguelites with that are card based. That's why I'm like that and Monster Train. And I was like,
also, we need to talk about the hilariousness that is the Flame Shield, because the amount of things that just killed themselves trying to do damage and just being like, hate that for you. I really do.
Wait, do yourself a favor when you unlock the automaton, it's gonna be like this motherfucker is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, it's been that's been fun. But that's been highlights for the week.
Awesome.
That and so I got extra money and I didn't realize until I got home that it was my tax return, because I'm like, they said it was probably going to be here like May the 9th or whatever, and I didn't get a text message or anything, so I didn't think anything about it. Tell me why they sent this thing like while it was on vacation. They were just like, here. I was just like, oh, okay. So that was fun.
You too? You got extra money too.
Mm.
Ooh.
And we just slid that right into the savings account. Sure did.
Put that right in there.
Kev,
Yes, sir.
how was your week?
Week was it's been pretty good, you know. Doing the whole like crunching the numbers, doing like whole computer math now, where where it's pretty much like I'm thinking about just either waiting until like late summer. We're gonna shoot for like late summer, early fall for the PC build. Whenever the new like Ryzen's come out. And then I kind of noticed a bit of a possible issue that I'm just kind of like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just get a new key. So what I realized is like I could go through the arduous process of like transferring my license, my Windows license. But then I realized, oh dude, you have OEM, so and then it's like, dude, just buy another fucking cheap ass key from them weird websites that tech tubers be like hawking, and I'm like, just go get that. Just do that. So I'm like, okay,
It should be the key should be tied to your Windows login.
it should be, but I'm like, I'm just gonna. So what I'm just gonna do when the time comes to build the computer, I'm just gonna like install Windows and then log in and then see what happens on from old PC to new PC, because old PC components are gonna be Office are gonna be the new Office PC, and the new stuff is gonna be the new gamer streaming. So it's gonna be like Granite 2.0 or G2.
Also, you don't necessarily need to activate it.
I don't have to activate it. I can just deal with the watermark. So I mean, that's not really like an issue, but it's more or less like,
I mean, you also won't be able to put a background on it.
right. So that's why I'm like, I just give me one of them cheap ass keys like I did before.
I get, like, honestly, just call Microsoft. It's not that difficult to do. It really isn't.
I'll probably do that too. Probably be like, "Ayo."
Like, one, I don't trust those. I don't trust those sites.
I mean, that's what Granite had.
I just don't trust them.
And Granite's key was way different than that other than the other website than the SCD keys was. It was like Kingwin. It was gray. But it worked.
Unfortunately for me, well, I think I don't know if I got reactivated in July of last year. Mm-hmm. But every July I would get an email saying, "Hey, your friends and family discount was reactivated through Microsoft," because I have a friend who works there. Or he used to work at the store we had open in RTP, but they closed that, and I think he went corporate. So yeah, he was reactivating my discount. So yeah, I was buying some Windows keys at $20-$40 a pop. So yeah, I'm just saying, if it don't work out for you, let me know. I might be able to help you out.
You know what? I might as well just be better off just kicking you $20 and be like, "Hey, yo."
I mean, that's what I am trying to say.
Okay, I'll just do that then.
I will sell it to you at cost, because I do not care.
I'm good with that.
Anything to not go to the shady places, please.
I mean, you have pretty much earned every bit of my trust. So, I mean, you gave me your Xbox, so I can kick you like $20.
Great, now I've got them in my pocket. Let's go fuck them over now.
Yeah. You get a key. Yeah. You sitting up here like throwing keys in the club, like, yeah.
But see, the thing is, not everybody can do that, or not everybody can come to me for keys because I have like a $250 limit on how much I can spend in there. So that's why I don't.
You having a limit on how much you can spend in the club.
I mean, the prices I'm telling you are like ridiculous. Like, new games for nearly about half off.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I kick you $20.
Like Office, like you get like it's like $100 and some, like maybe about $20-$30.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I still pay the subscription, and it's fine for me to pay that. So that's the only reason why I haven't done it. But yeah, I mean,
only subscription I'm paying for is Hulu and Crunchyroll.
Oh, don't worry. My wife was like, "There's really nothing to watch on TV." Oh, so when I start canceling subscriptions, we ain't gonna have no problems here, right?
We shall see.
Yeah, okay.
We shall see.
Yep.
So
that big one, Netflix got to go.
Ooh, Netflix. That's a hard one. I'm thinking about it, but
I keep forgetting I got Netflix installed on my Apple TV.
I'm like, I pretty much watch Netflix like once a week. British Baking Show.
We got Food Network, baby. What's good?
Yeah. I got that Discovery Plus.
Yeah.
I'm like, We could switch. We could easily switch over to Begging Championships. I'm like, we could do the season of Begging Championships.
Duff wants you to come over. Duff wants you. Duff Goldman, he wants you.
I'd be like Duff versus Boss. Yeah. So it's really just a matter of, am I willing to cut Netflix? But
I mean, think about it too. Think about with Discovery Plus. They got all your 90 Day Fiancés.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
I know.
Even the originals.
Even the single life. The only reason why I didn't watch that because I don't want to watch somebody's mama getting their swirl on, and I was kind of like, that one particular person.
So many questions. So many questions about that show. Just everything in its cinematic universe.
Oh, it's a cinematic universe.
It is.
It's a cinematic universe. I literally fell out of it, and then there's like spinoffs now. When the spinoffs happen, I was like, no, dude. I might watch one of them spinoffs, but that's it. But yeah. So I've been looking at PC parts. We got our window. Now we know where we can get us a good license. Thank you, Major.
He's got his window, and now he's got the windows.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have two.
Got two windows.
I got that window, and I got this one. Yeah. So we've rounded that out. And so now it's just been like, that's done. Played Switch Sports. Thanks to the awesomeness that is my bestie mod, Brittany. She hooked me up with Switch Sports. So I've been hitting them curves and posts. I've been going like, what's that tennis anime? I've been going Prince of Tennis. If Uncle was here, she'd probably be like, oh yeah, I know that reference. So I've been hitting Prince of Tennis, and I've been doing bowling, and yeah, it's been a good time. Volleyball is not the move. Volleyball is not the move.
It was pretty nice. I thought it was pretty nice.
I thought it was nice in the beginning, but then after a few games, I was like, yeah, it really just feels like hokey pokey almost. It's like, okay, now spike, now set, yeah, now bump, now block, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, but that is volleyball though.
I mean, yes, volleyball, but in like, I was just like, nah, I'm not good. I'm just gonna keep playing tennis and badminton and maybe Shambra.
Now we haven't played badminton.
Oh, badminton is like instant rallies. It's like pink, 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 pink. It's like, dang, you can't. It's like you mess up once, that's your ass.
Is it 2v2?
Oh, it's 2v2. Yeah.
Okay. I might have to try that this weekend.
Yeah, give that a try. But yeah, I've been doing like bowling and tennis. Tennis has been like always. I've been playing tennis a lot. I unlocked ranked, and now I'm like D- in tennis now. So I'm getting in the ranks now. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good game. So thanks to Brittany. And what else?
Yeah, that's pretty much what we should do for next Thursday. Is play Wii Sports. Switch Sports.
That'd be fun.
No cameras. We're just playing Switch Sports.
Just like Yep.
Figure out some way to get. Well, you could play that sitting down, but that's not fun.
That ain't fun.
That ain't fun.
That's like sitting down. I'm an old Wii Sports like veteran. You get up on your feet.
I'm gonna figure out some way to or I guess we could just. No. Yeah, I gotta figure that out. How do I get audio from standing over here? I don't have a wireless headset.
Yeah,
I did have one, but it broke. So.
Yeah, I played in front of the monitor, and then I did some recording for it, like test, and I just like I extended the mic arm as far as I could, and then like move my chair out of the way and just would like play. And it was nice. It was
The
nice.
only thing I could think of is like just like moving this mic arm way over here and turning the gain up.
Yeah. And what else? Oh yeah, I'm just prepping for Mother's Day and Mother's Day weekend. So, yep.
Cool. Let's see. So yeah, speaking of, surprise money in bank accounts, I found out that apparently I was still owed vacation pay from my previous job. So
what a joy!
I
What a delight!
know. So $8,000 just randomly showed up in my checking account last week. It was nice. It was very nice. So it went from okay, I'll just spend a weekend with Kaden and we'll just go window shopping till, son, anything in this store is yours. So Saturday we went out to Limited Run Games, grand opening. I picked up a box copy of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and it's in a nice SNES box, which is really cool. Also picked up a replica SNES cart that has Mummy demastered on the case on the cartridge, which is pretty cool. Then I decided, hey, want to go buy some more video games? He had so much fun at that event. I was like, hey, do you want to go buy more video games? He's like, yes. So we went to GameStop and picked up Switch Sports, which I did not know he wanted until he saw it, recognized the art, and was like, Daddy, we gotta get Nintendo Switch Sports. Oh, what? Nintendo Switch Sports. Like, how do you know about that? I saw it on the TV. Now, none of our TVs play commercials here. So I was like, where are you watching TV like this? Come to find out he's watching TV over at his at the daycare, which again, no issues with, but it's like, okay, so if he ever comes back home and starts asking for specific things that we know he hasn't seen at home, then we know where he's getting it from. So we ended up driving to multiple GameStops because I wanted to pick up Switch Sports, but also wanted to get extra controller thingies, like the straps. I wanted to get extra straps because I wasn't sure if I had mine in the house. Because my Joy-Cons usually stay attached to the Switch. We finally were able to track those down, but then I decided, hey, well, if his cousin comes over, or if I take my Switch to my family's house and we want to play Switch Sports, I would need more Joy-Cons. So I was like, let's buy some more Joy-Cons. So I had him pick out Joy-Cons with the colors he wanted. Come to find out, that GameStop did not have the Joy-Con, so we had to drive to another GameStop until I realized it was in a mall, and I was like, yeah, fuck that. The mall that they were talking about barely has any parking, and I was like, I'm not doing that. So I drove to the nearby Best Buy, picked up some Joy-Cons from there. We came back Sunday. We played. He's really good at tennis. He's really good at volleyball. And by good, he just likes to flail his arms around, and it connects with the ball, so it works for me when I'm actually trying to play. He definitely understands how to play Chambara or Charo, whatever the fuck it's called, the sword fighting game.
Chambara, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I found out that if you let him hit you once, it is pretty much game over for you. Because he is all he's like, what was it? All gas, no brakes.
Not all gas, no brakes.
He is all gas, no brakes.
It's like
sounds like his dad to me.
Nope, because I brake, I block.
Mm-hmm.
And when I discovered that that's how we played, I realized what his first move was. I would always block him on that first one, and then I would go back at him. But if I miss that block, it's game over for me. It took some patience. I had to bring my wife up to help me out with this one, but we finally taught him how to bowl. So he can bowl pretty decently now, or at least as good as a 5-year-old can. But of course he wanted to play soccer. So got the physical. So obviously I got the physical copy that came with the leg strap. So he plays a little soccer where he kicks it into the goal, and he loves that. That's all he really wanted to play. Let's see. Monday I had to go over to my aunt's house. Apparently she had an accident. So she's had some surgery on her feet. So it's either she's in crutches or a wheelchair. But unfortunately, real early one morning, she was trying to reach for something. She fell and she could not get to her cell phone. So we didn't find out until very, very late Monday afternoon that apparently she had been on her floor for over 12 hours. So we had to go rush to go get her, kind of get her back up on her in a wheelchair and get her something to eat, let her use the restroom, get back in bed. So we're trying to help her out a little bit more, but because she lives close to me, there's not much I can do, especially with my shoulder, with my frozen shoulder. I couldn't really lift her up like I wanted to. So we're looking into trying to get her to move either like closer to my parents, and kind of put her in a central location that way more people can get to her in a reasonable amount of time. So of course that's had me look into how, like, one, trying to get her cell phone updated because she uses a very, very old iPhone, which is one thing we'll get into in today's stories about old devices, but for another reason. But we want to try to get her like smart speakers or something like that. That way, in the event that this happens again, she can shout out to it to send like a message or have the speaker call somebody. That way she can communicate no matter where she is in her home. So that's kind of something we look into. It's an unfortunate situation. It's an unfortunate thing to have to think about, but it's why I'm glad I do a lot of this tech stuff, because I can think of these scenarios, these solutions to a lot of these problems that people have that nobody really think of. Like, again, I will point out, I'm not sure if a lot of people know, modern Apple Watches can be used as a life alert if you really need it to. But I know that it's not something that's feasible for people who may not wear an Apple Watch all the time. You have to take these off. You have to charge it. It's a whole thing. So trying to find other solutions for people to use. But no, Ruin, she did not have a life alert. It's something that we're looking into, but we are trying to keep it to where there aren't, because like you have to activate those. You got to put them like on a plan, like a cell plan or something like that. It's not like they connect to a wireless network, or at least we don't think they do, at least the ones my mom saw. So yeah, we're looking into other things that will be a little bit more cost effective, because again, not everybody has it like we do. And then later on, I decided I wanted to tackle my terrible internet connection. So I bought another router for downstairs, set up a mesh network, and then all of my stuff started to break. And of course, because I have to have everything working, I did a rush job resetting the router, getting everything reconfigured, and everything was working up until the point I came up here to try to turn on my lights for the stream and realized none of them were working because they were not connected to the wireless. Ruin, I'm still doing an RCA on what the fuck I did to break my house. Part of it kind of spun out from what happened when I was at Myrtle Beach with my alarm system going off randomly, and kind of trying to pinpoint what happened with that, what the ADT guy said I needed to do with the IoT devices that they gave me, what I decided not to do. And ultimately it all come crashing down like the house of cards that I had built. Ultimately my garage door opener stopped working. My doorbell camera stopped working. All of my in-home security cameras stopped working. So yeah, it was not great. And I still have some work to do, but slowly things are coming back online. But yeah, that was fun. And I hated every second of it. But with all that being said, it's time to get in some tech, some gaming. Yeah, it's just some tech and gaming news. I don't think there's much in the way of streaming this week unless I missed something. That looks it's in.
Was there streaming things? I think the only thing I saw that was kind of like a thing to add here, you already added here, so, and that's more in the gaming area, so there's that.
All right.
Oh,
wait.
Oh wait, did we talk about the partner split thing?
I think that was last week, so it wasn't included this week.
Okay, if we talked about, wait, that was, I mean, y'all played games last week, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Again,
That's the only thing.
If I did that, then we'd have 2 weeks of news to get through at the beginning of the month.
Well, yeah, that's fair. But I do want to like I thought I'd point this out because I mean, obviously it's of interest because a lot of people do like the whole content thing up here. So Twitch decided that in things that absolutely no one has asked for in 20 and 22, Twitch was like, what if we just made all partner payouts 50-50 instead of whatever they managed to negotiate on these contracts? Because then nobody can complain about it, I suppose.
Oh yeah, then I looked at that. This is out of my pay grade.
I'm just.
What if we took everybody's half of everybody's money?
Because like, here's the thing, that stuff. After a certain point with the amount of money that you're getting, it really doesn't matter. If you have 10,000 subscribers, it's one of those negligible-ish things. I don't like it, but it's just like, okay, well, you just have less money than you normally do, Jeff Bezos. You go and do what you're doing over there. But like, the further down the partner scale you get, because not everybody's just out here balling like that, in spite of what people seem to think about people who have these purple check marks or whatever. Like, for some people, this is a substantial amount of their income, and they just went, hey, here's a whole bunch of that you don't have. Okay.
I'm starting to think, too, that those who aren't making that ridiculous amount of money were probably getting the 50-50 to begin with. I would rather see what these splits look like and how much everybody was bringing home, and then what that would change. Because I'm pretty sure it's everybody who was partnered at the beginning who is currently making a lot getting hit more than your recent partners are.
I suppose it depends on how recent they are, because I know that some people that we're aware of that are partners were in that 70-30 thing, and they're also impacted by this.
Oh, okay.
And they are definitely not in the, hey, like we have tens of thousands of like subscribers and like $1 million deals. They definitely don't.
Oh,
it's just like one of those Twitch. Every time we ask you to do literally anything, you just do something completely unrelated that somehow makes the situation worse every time. It'll be things like, give us more substantial moderation tools. Deal with the fact that people are coming from other sites to hate on over here. Why don't you do something about the attrition with the partners that you do have that are in the category that like even Major described? No, you don't want to do anything about those or to address any of those issues or anything. You decided to change the way the side panel opens and collapses for like a handful of people. You decided to, this was the other related thing for streaming, take out the friends feature from Twitch and do this.
I mean, okay, so all right, I guess both of the things I kind of glossed over because one, I'm not a partner, so I don't care. Two, I'm not using the friends feature, so I don't care. What is it with the friends? So yeah, could somebody explain to me why should I care about the friends thing going away?
So the friends thing going away for me is irritating because this is the thing. They're just like, hey, if you want to friend people, then you should like you'll have to like go about it in a random way that includes you following them, which is great, which is neat, which is cool, except that all the people that I hang out with or vibe with on Twitch channels and stuff like that, and that I may want to continue talking to or hanging out with on Twitch, don't stream. So like, what am I supposed to do with these people?
That part.
And I guess for me, it's looking at the amount of people who are actually using that feature, and then too for the situation that you described, there are countless other places for you to do that. And I'm wondering, like, how many people are actually having conversations on Twitch that isn't in a channel that you couldn't have, like, on Discord or Slack or Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat.
I mean, possibly.
Facebook.
It's one of those, get it how you live. Some people don't use Twitch for those talking channels, and if you don't, understandable. Although that was the same kind of justification they used for the communities feature until they realized that they actually needed the communities feature and had to recombine it into channel tags. So
yeah,
we're here. But then there's also, hey, do y'all know, have y'all been to a channel or whatever where you get ready to post something and someone's just like, yeah, just hit up a mod and let them know what you're trying to do and whatever? Do you have any idea how many of those features that let you just communicate with people, even to so much as send like a whisper, a tell, a DM, a hey, don't post this in main chat, post this elsewhere?
Yeah.
Involve you having to be friends with the person you're talking to. It's a lot of them. It's not a small amount of features. It's not like 20 of them, but it's a solid 5. So things like, you can't send me a DM unless you're friends. How am I going to do that now? Or you can't raid my channel unless we're like friends, besties, or connected somehow. How are we doing that? Like, I did not see this addressed.
Yeah. Well, I imagine if they're taking friends away, wouldn't that also remove that requirement?
It doesn't. As a matter of fact, one of the things that they put in the article,
how was that being locked?
When I went and read the article, they were just like, hey, if you have things that require you to be friends and stuff, you may want to disable those things before this feature goes away on May the 25th.
Yeah, you basically locking people out. You basically like, you're taking away the door, and then you're like, well, you still gotta get where you need to go at. Like you're just taking away the key. Like you can use the computer, but we're just taking away the keyboards.
Also, Ruin, because of the comment that Ruin posted here, considering that they're doing this via IRC anyway, there should be a command for that they just let you do, but we're not going to get into the fact that they built the whole chat channel on IRC in the first place. It's one of those, there's a thing that you're doing, and I'm not really as upset that it's going away as a feature, because features change and stuff. If people aren't using it, then people aren't using it, that's fine. But when I go to the article and I read it, and it's somewhat clear to me in the first 2 or 3 minutes of reading that you didn't think about what the implications would be about the other features you have attached to this particular feature or how to address them, it bothers me. Like, please do something with that whole thing. You don't even have to do stuff, but things like, hey, instead of friending people, you should follow them. You can't follow people. Like there's kind of a community feature here. Or, and I say this because there are 2 ways to approach this. Either, hey, Twitch, there's a thing that I understand that we're here on this platform for, and you're not doing that correctly. Or Twitch is like high key trying to just pivot toward, we're not here for the community and the friendship building anymore at this point. You're here to just get the entertainment that you're here for however long it exists, and then you leave.
Yeah, we talked about that, I think. Because like it was an article I believe that we had where we were talking about former Twitch employees were talking about how the people who are currently working at Twitch do not care about the communities, they just care about the money.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's also
a lot
of that too.
Right. But
Well, I mean, it's one of those, how do I say this? There's a difference for me, and I think about this kind of stuff. If you've ever seen me talking on Twitter, you'll see that I talk about game design a lot from this same kind of perspective. There's a difference between you tried to do something, but you did it poorly versus you just straight up did not care to do this at all. And I have completely misunderstood the assignment or misread this in terms of what you're trying to do. Like there's a difference between, hey, you're trying to do community, but the way that you're developing these features lacks a little bit of forethought or foreplanning versus, oh, you straight up said, fuck communities, period. And it would be different if it were like 4 or 5 people at the higher ups, but the company, like the developers and the people at the lower levels, like we kind of care about these features, as opposed to like the whole company of Twitch just being like, nah, fuck it, the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's the latter. It is the whole company.
It hits different when you're just like, oh, y'all recently gotten some people up here in leadership who just have very different thoughts about what Twitch is and forgot what people love about it versus like it being like a company-wide thing. Same thing with people who make, let's say, the first Sonic movie, and you're kind of like, when y'all made this, y'all didn't understand what people loved about Sonic, go back to the drawing board and redo it.
Yeah, this is a whole company thing. This like it's not been new. This isn't new, but it's like you're for people who were wondering before that article came out, we're like, man, what is Twitch thinking? Then employees told you, hey, this is what Twitch is thinking, and now you're currently seeing more of it. It's like they did. I mean, sure, I don't blame you for wondering before, but see now they told you this is them still doing it.
And I think even more interesting is at the time that I read this article, I was also reading articles about people who are since like leaving the company, and it's all related to this stuff that Major is talking about, where they were like, there was a thing that we came here to do, and like a type of company and like a drive and a passion and a mission that they were driving toward that they're not doing anymore. So whatever this is, and I'm going to try to contribute to the space, I'm going to have to find some other place to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that echoes a pattern of things that I'm seeing across like content creation and tech and all of this other stuff that is really heartbreaking for me, of people who are just trying to do a good thing and get burnt out before they ever have the chance to even scratch the surface of what they could be doing because of things like this. So, rough times.
I mean, people want to build cool shit, but again, though, that cool shit doesn't necessarily jive with everybody. And it's a thing where, like, it's not, again, not me being the corporate apologist, TM.
You're just like, I'm not being the corporate apologist, but I might be being the corporate apologist at the moment. Like, listen, you're just like, listen, someone's got to do
talent.
it.
But I mean, it's like you're bringing in top talent to build dope things, like what people would think that people think are dope things. It may not be your dope thing, and unfortunately, that's what's happening. Like Twitch is like, yo, these are cool things we can implement. Obviously, we need to be chasing after YouTube because YouTube is doing a lot better than we are. We need to make this more like YouTube, so we're going to hire people to make this more like YouTube. Unfortunately, that gets rid of a lot of the social aspects, which again, for the most part, if we're looking at data, if we're making this purely analytical and about, the numbers, none of this fucking matters. This community shit does not fucking matter. It doesn't matter to the company. It's not manifesting. I'm sorry you're upset, but this is what the numbers say. And like, it's unfortunate, like for me, and I guess like for me, it's easy to just dismiss a lot of this because I try not to become too attached to things. It's fairly easy for me to not, unless I've hyper focused on it for a while. But yeah, it's like hearing all this shit coming from Twitch is like, yeah, like I don't know. They told you that's what they were going to do. It's not like I didn't expect this to happen. And maybe I didn't expect it to manifest like this, but looking at what's being announced, what's being talked about, and given the information we were given before about how Twitch is currently operating, I am not surprised by how this turned out. Again, if we want to point to what happened earlier this week, which again, something we'll get into a little bit later, you can't be surprised that at least since 1989, but I will say the second it was decided in the Supreme Court, there were a certain group of people who got together and said, we should do something about this. They finally did it, and here is the result. It's like you can't sit there and look at this and be shocked when they were telling you all along this was going to happen.
See, if we're talking about the Supreme Court, you don't want to even get me into that one, because that's something that is kind of like, hey, we told y'all 8 years ago that this was happening. Okay, well, what about this? No, don't do that. But nope.
But yeah, it's a thing. Like I'm not surprised, and like I can't be upset about any of this because they said it. They said this was what Twitch was. So a thing like this happening where it's definitely anti-community makes sense it makes sense to me for 2022 Twitch. YouTube doesn't have it. TikTok doesn't have it. Instagram doesn't have it. Why the fuck should Twitch? That's costing them money that they don't have to spend to try to make this company profitable.
I guess that depends, but you know something. Well, that's a long set of dialogue, and that's probably longer than we actually have time for.
Well, this week we don't have any streaming stuff outside of this, but we do have some Apple. We have some Google. We've got some more Activision. We got some Xbox.
Because we absolutely care about these things.
I mean, I do. I care about them. Starting off with, hey, do you have... Oops. I forgot to... I fixed one thing here, but forgot to fix something else. My bad. Don't mind me for a second. Just talk about yourselves while I fix this. It'll be quick, I promise. Also, shout out to Anka. We miss you. We miss you.
Oh wait, hold on. Y'all did it just like, did Anka just slide in here, or
no? I forgot to fix the overlay from last week.
Oh wow, just like twisting the knife in there, huh?
I mean, kind of in myself there, but because it was Anka. So talk about old phones. Google is releasing one last Pixel 3a, 3a XL update arriving by July. If you're rocking this old ass Pixel phone, what are you doing? Update yo shit. But hey, if you would like an update for your Pixel 3a, 3a XL, it's coming on July. This is one my mom had before she got a 6 Pro. Ooh, fancy. Oh yeah, speaking of 6, Kev, are you thinking about upgrading to the 6A if that's announced?
Depends on what the price is going to look like.
Well, I mean, it's the budget version of their Pixel line.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, the Pixel 6 is like, what, 700? Like $800?
Wouldn't mind.
No, actually, no, it's cheaper than that. It's like about 6.
I wouldn't mind a affordable Pixel with maybe like a budget tensor in there.
Yeah.
I think if the price is right, I might look into it.
Okay.
Yeah, the A line might be the move for me, because you get that good like phone performance, but then you also it's more on the budget side. So
see, I would say that, but go ahead. I got things. I got things to say about the A line.
Well, see that's the thing though, because with me, most of my phone experience is usually making phone calls, doing texting, like playing Merge Mansion, And which fuck, I haven't played Merge Mansion in a couple of days. Oh Lord. So,
he says that like it's been months. He's like, man, I haven't played days.
I haven't played in a couple of days. It's been a minute. I was like, yo, I haven't matched like knives and garden trowels in a minute. So
You sound like somebody who walks back into Animal Crossing and notices that roaches are everywhere.
well, I mean, the only way you don't get roaches is you just play once a week.
But that's how you sound when I play this game for 2 days. Like,
Yeah,
man, there's roaches everywhere.
Oh, there's roaches everywhere. Oh my god, my mansion looks like crap. Anyway,
Okay,
yeah.
that reminds me. I'm gonna have a whole bug problem when I get back home.
Yeah, you might want to stock up on you some raid when you pull up. Get the traps ready. But yeah, it's really like for my phone experience is just like a handful of games, a handful of stuff. As long as it makes phone calls and it's semi-responsive, I'm fine with that because I come from a long line of $50 Black Friday special phones. So this was like legit like the first like quote unquote expensive phone that I ever bought. That wasn't like a $100 iPhone subsidy or a $5 like just like a $50 Black Friday Walmart special phone where it's like, oh, it comes with a Straight Talk and you just slap a few things in there and you're good to go. Like this is like the first first unlock phone, B first phone that I bought the year it came out. And first phone that I spent more than like $50 on. So it was, and then it was like, okay, this is exactly what it's a good, it's more quality than I'm used to in a phone. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm with it. And oh my God, space. I can't fill it. I can't fill it up. I can't fill it. I've been downloading TikToks and videos and whatever. I can't even fill it. I'm halfway. I still got 60 gigs on it. I can't fill it. So it's just a good, relatively good phone experience. And I'm just like, yeah, I would stick with the Pixel if nothing else to have like, some form of continuity, but but yeah, the A line seems like to be the way that I'm probably gonna be buying Pixels from now on.
And for
maybe next year. Maybe next year I will look into it.
And for me, like I haven't had much of an issue with my Pixel 4a. Like for those who don't know, we got ours at about the same time.
Right.
Like I didn't have much issues with it. I knew my iPhone was going to be far in between faster than the 4a. But like for an Android device, it's like, okay, yeah, like this is pretty cool. It's pretty snappy. Cool, we're good here. This S22 Plus though, like it changed my mind.
It's a flagship it's a flagship Galaxy.
And that's the thing. Like this so, and I guess that's what kind of got me. Is one like having had experiences with Android before. Like, yeah, they're always great when you get them, but it's like after like a year or two, it gets very sluggish. And I think that I always remember the bad times I've had with it. To sit there and get something like this, I have not put this down. Like, I forget my iPhone everywhere. I'm always on my Galaxy. And like, it's been a great experience. The thing is, we recently had to switch out tablets. For those who don't know, my son, he smashed his iPad screen a month ago. So I took his old iPad, gave him my wife's iPad, and then we bought her a Samsung Galaxy Tab A8. And like people were talking, okay, the performance is pretty nice or whatever. Yeah, I got that thing, and it's like, I'm sitting tapping, we're trying to set it up. It's like, okay, yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Pull that notification slider down once, and it's like, it lagged. It was like, nope, I can't do this. I was like, nope, here, have your tablet. I can't.
You said it lagged the one time.
The one time. I was like, I can't. I told her it's laggy. It's a laggy mess. I'll have this. I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is where Kevin normally goes, "Hey, Major, I'm gonna have to remind you once again about the privilege in which
Yes,
you live."
again, I am aware of that privilege. I know. I mainly say these things to kind of lampoon myself. I know. I am acutely aware of the privilege that I have. It is the whole point why I say these things. Don't be like me. This isn't a flex. It's a cry for help. Ruin,
I
yes.
love the calm way that you said that as if you're like a newscaster.
Ruin, yes, he didn't notice after, like, when we first noticed it, he didn't. But as the cracks kept spreading, he began to notice. To where we were waiting for his like kitty case, like the little gummy, very, very soft, flexible, I can throw it at a wall and it should be okay case to come in. It came in today. I switched the tablets out. I merged everybody's data around, and I had it waiting for him when I brought him back home from daycare. First thing he said when he got home and turned it on, "Daddy, it's fixed." Mm-hmm. I was like, "Daddy, it fixed. It fixed." I was like, "Yeah." So what do you say? "Thank you." I was like, "Yeah, you're welcome." Unfortunately, when his mom came home, she was upset because I didn't put her tablet in her case that also arrived today. Because, I had things to do.
Weird. I mean, son, the wife.
I mean, the way she treats son, just son, how's this been? So, I mean,
I just kept on brand. I pulled the daddy card. So, the offspring comes first.
Kevin's just like, listen, I am just the merchant of truth. You cannot shoot the messenger. I don't even go here. I just know what's up.
Right. As a honorary girl dad, if it was like Munkin, if it was a difference between Munkin and doing stuff for Munchkin, I'd be like, gonna do Munchkin stuff. Like, Munchkin's like, swing me, Mr. Kevin. I'm like, bet. Let's go, ma'am. You got things to do after I swing her.
His first broken appliance at Gross Fest. Man, I wish he broke his TV, honestly. Those are so cheap to replace now. iPads are not. Like I'm gonna say, like, when I noticed it was broken, we were like in the middle of planning. Like, I've been thinking about replacing these tablets or like switching them around for like 2 months now. That's how long it's been. And like, especially right when I got that explosion of money. So, all right, Daddy is feeling really generous right now. I could buy another iPad. I can get Apple Care on it if I do that. But then who do I buy it for? Because my wife doesn't want. She doesn't just want the same iPad. If anybody's getting a new iPad, it should be her. So in that case, she's already filling up 64 gigabytes of storage on an iPad, which means I would probably need to get her a bigger iPad. Apple, and this is what fucking infuriates me about Apple right now in their product line. 64 gigabytes, 256. $150 difference between the two. There is no middle option.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, there's no 128?
None.
You see, I would rather say, let's just go 128.
They used to do it like that. It used to be like double, like 32, 64, 128, 256.
Right.
But like, no, we're not offering 128 this year. Like, and again, not a problem I thought I would have until I was ready to buy a fucking iPad.
Yep. I would be like, you know what? Let's just not even offer the 64, and let's just go into like 128, and then whatever. Because you know people gonna pay for it.
What makes sense?
Why wouldn't you just say like, okay, give people more storage at a relatively affordable cost?
Part of me feels like it was just part shortage. And it's like, do you want pure consumer device or do you actually want to do work on it?
Which is fine, but say that.
I mean, they do in so many words, but again, you got to listen. And who knows, they might have said that in their presentation. But again, I wasn't expecting to buy an iPad, so I did not care.
Yeah.
I was like, show me an iPad Pro. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I'm going to buy. Yes. Appled.
Yeah. Appled. You've been appled, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah, we bought a set. So, yeah, there's the Samsung tablet in here now, too, which is... It's going to be interesting. She only uses her tablet, like, to look at, like, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So, I don't foresee this being an issue or that much of an issue. And again, she's like Kev in this case, where like, or not, she's not like Kev. She does not care about performance as long as it will do the thing she wants it to do and in a reasonable amount of time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's okay.
Yeah. Right. I'm of the ilk of I only ask for performance out of maybe one or two things. Everything else I take it as face value. My computer must be awesome because I want my computer to be awesome and I pay the cost for it to be awesome. My phone can be regular. My consoles can be regular. My things can be regular. All I just want them to do is to just play my games and just hit buttons and play games and good. But it's like the only thing I ask for is like my computer to be awesome. When my computer is not awesome, I'm mad about it because I paid the cost for it to be awesome. I want it to be awesome. It doesn't have the luxury of being regular. Like, but Series S can be regular, Switch can be regular, my phone can be regular because they're regular devices. But damn it, my PC better be on point.
Kevin is like, because I paid money.
I paid money for it to be right. For it to be awesome.
Kevin's like, I ran you coin.
Right. I went to Newegg and Amazon and bought these parts. I slaved to put them together. I Frankensteined them together. I gave them life. And I want it to be awesome.
Wait a second. Ruin, do you mean 8 gigabytes more or 8 gigabytes? Because I could have sworn the MacBook Air should come with 8 gigs of RAM. Also, like, people who are treating these M1 MacBooks like Intel MacBooks are doing it wrong.
They're very much doing it wrong.
Doing it wrong.
Oh yeah, because it's like, bro, not even. Hold different ball game.
No,
hold different ball game.
You do not need to have much RAM in there.
Because it's like proprietary tech doesn't need. Like,
well, it's not that. It's just ARM.
Right.
It's just it's ARM. It's not like it's not Intel. Like I don't know. Like honestly, rocking 8 gigs of RAM on my M1 Mac Mini is working just fine. It is doing the job it needs to do.
8 gigs is fine. 8 gigs is fine. You know, like it's fine. Like I say, 8 gigs is fine. 8 gigs is fine for gaming as long as you're not streaming.
I mean, but this is the M1, so that's a totally different conversation altogether. But he ain't gaming either. Well,
right.
I mean, he could, but not anything graphically intensive. It's mostly like work. It's mostly like workplace, some editing, view editing stuff. But yeah,
production stuff.
Yeah, but Ruin again, like 8 gigs on the M1 is not the same as 8 gigs on an Intel system.
No.
It is two different things.
Two different things, yeah.
Anyway, back to Google. Google can now remove search results that dox you without second guessing intent. If you put in a request and there isn't public utility for the info, they'll remove it.
Let's talk about why that's important. Considering that they are, we're already in the point of, hey friends, if you have stuff that you've been using to track, for those of us in the population who can become pregnant for whatever reasons, and you use apps that tell you about those things, that's important right now. That's really important right now.
Would you care to go into more detail for those of us who can't?
So as you are aware, there are things that are currently in place that, in some states, that if you are, currently, and, content warning for, abortion topics and uterine health in general and all of that, if you are a person who is looking for one of those, depending on the state that you are in, it is illegal for you to get one there, or is also illegal for you to go elsewhere for those. So knowing that, hey, this is the stuff that I'm looking up, things like where could I safely go and do such a thing, could be a problem for you.
Yeah, I don't think that this is going to protect them from that.
Well, there was the initial, this is an important thing of being like, hey, so about that, because things I saw going up this week, hey, if you have things that you're using to track all that stuff, or if you're looking all that stuff up, don't do that on your phone. Or not even in the incognito window. Or don't even do it.
Or just anywhere.
They're just like, you better take yourself to the public library. Don't do it.
VPNs, that'll work. Just don't log in. This may be the one time I'll say use DuckDuckGo. Maybe.
Okay, shut this whole thing down. Because Major Linux said DuckDuckGo.
Yeah. I did say
Stop
that.
The presses. Stop the presses.
Yeah. The one time. But yeah, but this is essentially for what this is like a stripped down, watered down version of the GDPR. Where it's like, hey, if you see your social security number or your address in a place where it shouldn't be, then yes, they will remove it without context, without you having explained to them why this is bad. But if it's so much even if it was the right to be forgotten, that even the GDPR stuff will not solve the issue you're talking about.
Well, do go on for those of our audience at home about why that does not solve the problem that we're talking about here.
Because essentially what this is anything that you have on the internet that may be stored and it may have been crawled by Google and shows up in a search result, that becomes an issue. So if you're using, if you were using one of those apps and it posts that data somewhere, that's what you can use this for. But it's not necessarily for, oh, I'm using my phone to figure out how I can get an abortion. It's not going to cover your tracks from that. There are sites that use cookies and all like that, and that's just going to track you, and they get to run the metadata back. They don't need Google for that. And this is not going to remove you from the cookies. And even if that was the case, if Google and all these internet ad companies were doing what they say they were doing in the first place, the cookies that they are collecting on you should not be able to personally identify you. And I say that it shouldn't, but we all know that the more data you get on a person, even if it's just a random ID number, you can kind of piece together who that person is, especially if you know some information about that person too you're looking for. This doesn't remove that. If it's concerning for you, and rightly so, that you using the internet to look for things that you need to protect yourself from. Yeah. Going to Google and say, hey, can you forget me? Yeah, that's not what this is. You're better off using VPNs. You're better off using public access machines. You're better off using sites like DuckDuckGo. So I couldn't even say it that time. It was like DuckDuckDo. You're better off trying to anonymize yourself on the internet as opposed to just like opening up Google and just doing a search, whether you're logged in or not, whether you're in incognito mode. If you're in your house, if you're using your personal device and you are not protecting yourself using a VPN of some sort, or if you're just not in a public place, then none of this matters. This is more or less for, hey, somehow my social security number ended up on a web search. Can you remove it? And Ruin, Google knows more about you than you know. And you know that. You know this. In Apple and Google news, they're expanding support for passwordless sign-ins across websites and apps. Google don't know shit except my name, address, where I work. You know, I actually am the top search result on Google. Go me.
Is it on Google or on your Google specifically?
I use an incognito browser, so I'm not logged in. Seeing as I don't have access to computers outside of my house, I haven't been able to check it from a random IP address. I guess I could have signed in using a VPN, but I wasn't using that computer at the time.
Major said, y'all can Google me, and what you will observe upon your arrival there
is my LinkedIn profile.
And that I am now and forevermore that guy. You're welcome, by the way, peasants.
Anywho, Apple, Google, and Microsoft today announced plans to expand support for a passwordless sign-in standard created by the FIDO Alliance and the World Wide Web Consortium, or consortium, depending on where you're from, promising a faster, easier, and more secure sign-in process. Which, again, I love to see it. I love to see it. Of course, Microsoft is already applying this for those who have Xbox accounts. Actually, I don't know if that's a default. I know for me, when I have to sign into Microsoft accounts, I don't even put in I don't even, like, I sometimes have to figure, I sometimes wonder if my Microsoft password is in my password safe. Because I never get asked for it. It's more or less like, I sign into Microsoft and it says, hey, check your notification on your phone. And then I check it. And then I say, yes, that's me. Oh, there's a number I should select. I select the number that matches the one on my screen, and then, hey, I have access to Xbox. It's great. It's fantastic. Apple is getting closer. They're getting a little bit closer to this. I noticed when I buy movies or when I try to download apps on my Apple TV, it'll ask me to verify, authenticate with my phone, and it'll do the Face ID on my phone, or like if I had a touch, want to do fingerprint ID. And Google is starting to do some of this too. Or Google, well, actually, Google, theirs is still a part of. No, shut up. Nobody's talking to you. They do like two-factor authentication with theirs, where it's kind of a hey, pop up, and you click it. Or like I actually have a Google Titan now, which is a little two-factor token that I plugged into my laptop, and I tap that and it authenticates. But it seems like Google is working to try to get rid of their password stuff too. This is kind of what it will look like on Chrome and Android. Whereas like you try to log into a Google service, it'll say, "Hey, check your phone," and you check your phone and you do the whole freaking reward. So it's kind of cool. I like it. I love it. I can't wait for them to employ this a little bit more. They're saying they're making it a little bit more. They're making it a little bit easier. Well, Microsoft, you have to download the Microsoft Authenticator app, and you have to sign in order to do it through them. But at least with Google and Apple, when you set it up through theirs, they're saying that it should sync across devices. So if you upgrade your iPhone, you upgrade your Android device, it'll bring that authentication over, and you don't have to think about that. You don't have to reset up anything in order to get this working again. Kev, Sin, are y'all excited for this passwordless future?
Yeah, I definitely am, because somebody who was like trying to do paperwork and was fighting with the password thing, like, yeah, I would totally be fine. I would totally be fine if we had a little thing where you just like biometrics and just like put my finger on it and just boom, I'm in where I need to go. Like, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that future. You know, to be able to just hit something, tap into something, put in these codes, and that's fine, because I'm just like checked out, because really I have the manager, I have the safe, you know, and then I have authenticators, so that's probably where we are now. Just one thing, authenticate everything, 2-factor, done, we're good. I'm just like, I'm done with the whole like, you know, to be secure, but then also to be safe, you know, but then also to be ease of use, because yeah, I'm ready for it.
What about you saying one less step to log into an account? No more password safes. No more Bitwarden, LastPass, OnePass, Dashlane, none of that.
Well, a passwordless future. I mean, I guess it's what we, wanted TM. So, we're here, I guess. But also, like, I'm just used to having passwords as one of those, okay, this is going to be easier, I'm sure, but at what cost? So,
yeah,
we'll have to see how it goes.
I'm thinking this is great. This is what I want. I've been using it with Microsoft for so long. But what's gonna happen? What is the bad part? That's the thing I'm waiting on. Like, where is the negativity here?
I want y'all to know that normally when I say this to Major just goes like, "Listen, we can't be out here living in fear like this. Come on now." Like,
I'm just waiting. But see, that's normally because somebody came up with it. It's like, okay, no, we can work around that. But see, because that hasn't manifested yet. I'm living in fear of the unknown part. Like, okay, what's the thing? What is it? Because I need a plan around it. Am I already mitigating this alleged thing that's coming around the corner that may or may not happen? I don't know. I wish we would get here so I can get around it. I don't like this one bit. It's like this job. I love this job. Everything is going great. But I swear, something's happening. Something's going to happen. And I'm going to hate this job one day. When is it coming? Like, I'm afraid to talk to my therapist. It's like, so how's everything with your job? Or is there anything that you don't like? No, I love it. I freaking love this job. I can't stand it.
Well, I mean, I think part of it is just because, well, something? I think there are jobs that it's very easy and very possible to love.
I mean, yes. And that's the thing. Like, I hate that I think like that, but it's like, there's got to be something. There's got to be something here.
It's you waiting. It's you waiting for that other shoe to drop.
Yes.
But that shoe ain't dropping.
Yeah. Damn it, they tied that shoe on tight.
That shoe is laced.
Not you being like a character from a Medea movie.
I wouldn't know.
Just like, It's just been so difficult. I don't know what to do with things where I'm like, where the other shoe hasn't fallen yet. Why hasn't it fallen from the sky and descended upon me, making my life miserable?
You're like, because I'm just.
I don't know. Do you feel like you have to be miserable?
No.
No, this has to make sense.
Right.
It has to balance the scales. You ever thought that maybe this is the balance? No.
Maybe, just maybe, you found a non-problematic, non-toxic work environment, and it's like, but we're so conditioned with like non-problematic, very toxic work environments. We're like waiting for this good job to act up, which it won't, because we're in good place. We just happen to be in good places.
To make it clear, I'm not actively looking for the bad thing, but it is every so often it's man, I'm enjoying myself. When is it coming? But okay, I'm not going to focus on it. I keep going living my life.
In case you wanted to know how anxiety works, everyone, this is how anxiety works.
Right.
Hooray! Living example.
Because you're not looking for it, but you're expecting it.
Yeah.
It's like you're waiting. It's like you're standing in the middle of the street waiting to get hit by a bus, and you're like, but there's no bus.
People are just like, homie, the station's closed today. What do you mean?
Oh, but it's
supposed to
coming.
be a bus here.
It's coming.
And it's going to hit me if I stand out in the middle of the street and I wait long enough. And you're like, buddy, get out of the street. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm waiting for this bus to hit me.
That's exactly what's happening. It's like you're not looking for it.
But when it hits, I'll have a plan.
It'd be like, aha. But you can't aha yet.
Why am I like this? But again, back to this. To bring it all back to this. This is all good. But yes, I'm waiting for the bus to hit, which is, oh no, it harvests our first child or some shit.
Right.
In more old phone news. Cellebrite iPhone cracking. Here's which models the kit can unlock and access and how to protect your data. Now, we could talk about the protecting your data and, there's an article for that. But what I want to point out is that there is a nice list of phones here that can be accessed through Cellebrite, which if you do not know what Cellebrite is, it is what law enforcement uses to get into phones. Remember the San Bernardino shooters from 2015? They used Cellebrite to get access to the shooter's phone. When Apple said, no, we will not give you access. So for those who do not know, the list of phones that are able to be cracked with minimal effort is the iPhone 4S, the iPhone 5, the iPhone 5S, the iPhone 6, 6S, SE, 7, 8, and X. Oh, I'm sorry, the X. I'm about to say XE. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't exist. And for full access, even when locked with an older iOS version, iPhone 10R, iPhone 10s, and iPhone 11, which I imagine includes the Pro and the Pro Max models as well. Or, no, it's the iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro. They didn't have a Pro and a Pro Max. Or they didn't have a Pro Max. We would never make backdoors for our products. And Apple didn't. But Cellebrite just decided to come in there like Rainbow Six Siege characters and just make one anyway. Now, I bring this to everyone's attention to say once again, and I say this with the caveat that I know that a lot of people can't, but maybe this can be another argument for people that I can use for people. Say, hey, if you hold one of these phones and you think that, look, it makes calls and it's just fine, maybe consider still upgrading anyway. Because for let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 phones. no matter what version of iOS you're running, and at least the 7, 8, and 10 have the latest versions of iOS on it.
Ruin is out here being shady, and I'm living for it. I just want to say that.
I'm gonna kick him down a hole. The iPhone 7, 8, and 10 have the latest versions of iOS available to them. And they can still fucking hack your phone without your consent. And by they, I mean the law enforcement. Now you may say, well, Marcus, why would the law enforcement want my phone? I'm not doing any crimes. I mean, have you recently been protesting for a civil right of some sort? Name one. Pick one.
You know, like argue a black person who lives in the United States of America.
Name one. Pick one.
You don't want.
If you sit there and tell me that these phones are fine and I don't do anything illegal, I'm gonna tell you, the cops don't give two fucking shits what you do.
All they just had to do is arrest you under probable cause. Possible probable cause. Take your phone, crack it,
your shit,
run it down, all of your personals. Then be like, all right, let's go.
Again, content warning because iTrauma, listen, they straight up had a journalist on site and they popped that with a rubber bullet that removed their ability to see from that eye for life. They do not care.
And if you say, well, Marcus, I got a phone that was made in the last 3 or 4 years. Clearly that's okay. Oh, you mean the 10R, the 10S, 11? Have you updated iOS 15? No, I'm good. I haven't updated my phone in years. Why would I need to do that? Doesn't fucking matter. Update your shit. Update it.
Say it all the time.
There are now $300, $200 phones out there that run the latest shit.
Just for the sake of saying this, and also in a practical format, right? What y'all have to understand about these things is that when we tell you to upgrade stuff, we're not telling you to upgrade stuff just for the sake of upgrading. But the fact of the matter is, for each and every one of these phone companies, computer companies, that anybody who makes hardware, there is a certain, or software for that matter, there's a certain extent to which when they get past a certain point of upgrading, making things or whatever, they will not go back to previous versions to do that. And there has been since like the early 90s, a nice sizable chunk like this between the newest thing possible and the oldest working thing. And the fact is that unless you're at the bleeding edge of things and you just have tons of money and time to throw at always having the newest version of things as soon as it comes out or whatever, you're always going to be caught in that weird limbo of it's not the newest thing and it's old enough to work, which means you're always riding the fine line where they cut off supporting stuff, fixing stuff, patching stuff, or anything else. And the people who are making these exploits are making exploits for those people because a majority of us live there.
I mean, and it's not so much it's not so much they're also trying to exploit older devices. Yes, that is one of the things. That's something that you don't hear a lot of reporting on because of the fact that, well, nobody should really be having these phones. They're old and busted. Why the fuck are we talking about an iPhone 6 now? It's the thing, especially for these newer phones, there was a hardware flaw. There are flaws in some of these chipsets that cannot be fixed through software, or at least specific software. That's why they're saying that, hey, if your 10R, 10S, or 11 has iOS 13, you're fucking screwed. Now, granted, coincidentally, iOS 13 was the iOS version that came out for the 11 series of phones, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that math checks. So yeah, of course, like when the iPhone 12 came out, iOS 14 came out, and they fixed some shit. It's the thing where exploits are found, and there may be some software mitigations for it, but half the time it's actually a physical issue that they cannot fix that is discovered after the fact. Remember fucking what's it, Spectre, the Spectre exploit that's still fucking plaguing us to this day? Like, that shit that they found in fucking AMD Intel chips as far back as fucking the X80, like the 8086 boards came out or some shit. I don't know. Oh shit. Damn, there was more phones. Oh wait, no, it's still the same one, 10R, 10S, and 11. But this is even if you have the most up-to-date iOS version. And this is because of that hardware flaw that they found in these older phones. That can't be fixed. So, yeah, I'm just going to put it out there. Maybe upgrade your phone. Just do it. Just at least something that can get the most recent update. I mean, shit. Look, the iPhone 7, I would say at least an iPhone 7 if you can get a hold of one. Don't do that though, because you'll be in the same shit all over again. But an iPhone SE is $429. A Google Pixel 5a is what, $399 if I'm not mistaken. And then you can get lower price Android devices that have at least some level of updates. It will get some level of updates. Like Ruin says, two-factor your shit. If you see a cop coming your way and you feel like they're coming for you, at least on the iPhone, if you have an up-to-date one, press the side button 5 times. Press your power button 5 times. That will disable Touch ID. It disables Face ID. They would need a passcode to get in, so they can't coerce your face to your thumb. I would even say too, look, if it really comes down to it, let me see if it'll pop up. Look, alphanumeric passwords. But damn, apparently it saw my face somewhere. Oh no, it thought it saw my face, but it used my Apple Watch to unlock. So, I'm just saying.
Also, don't wear your Apple Watch for a protest.
Might be a move.
While we're here, like while we're just talking about it, just maybe don't do that.
On Android, disable the smart lock feature. The feature that, will unlock your phone without any type of passcode or biometrics because you're in a familiar location, the phone was in your pocket or was in your hand.
Yep.
Just tools to keep you safe out there. Now, this article is relevant to what's happening as of late. In more Apple news, Apple employees are demanding more flexibility after returning to the office. They walked in one day and said, you know what? Yeah, fuck this. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go back home. I had it good in my house. Why would I be here? They felt so strongly about this that they're protesting.
Imagine.
Amid the process of Apple employees returning to in-person work using a hybrid schedule, a group of employees represented by Apple Together are protesting the company's current hybrid working policy. Last month, corporate Apple employees in the United States began returning to their offices, ending a 2-year work-from-home policy that Apple implemented during the pandemic. employees at locations like Apple Park and Infinite Loop. Wow, they still have Infinite Loop? I thought they closed that, but okay. Excuse me, we're given a deadline of April 11th to return to in-person work. I spent all this money on the campus and now they feel slighted that people aren't there. Look, they can join the space race. Look, they have a fucking spaceship.
Yep. Like,
they could fly.
It is no different as like Company B having like an office suite in an office park somewhere, wanting people to come into the office to justify the cost.
Turn it into a WeWork.
Yeah, except for the fact that fucking Apple built a fucking city and stuck old Gladys up there to show the solar panels. Look at the solar panels.
Would you work in this building if it was a WeWork?
No. That'd be like that would be worse because it'd just be like different pretentious dudes from like Starbucks or like some like satellite office for PayPal or some shit.
I would still like to go in there. I want to see what this building is like.
I mean, I would like to see it.
You want to do that before or after the documentary?
Oh.
I feel like after, because it'll be like a museum exhibit. Oh, that's where that happened. Oh,
you're right. Also, this is where this is a picture of Johnny Ive working on the icons. Ooh.
Wait, which document are you talking about? You talking about the WeWork one or when Apple's eventual one comes out?
There's I think that's the one that Apple's doing, isn't it?
Wait, they're doing a documentary on what?
Isn't there like a movie based on like the whole like thing that WeWork did and went through and all that?
So you are talking about the WeWork, dramatization of Yeah, that's out. That's out.
Yeah, I listen to the podcast for free.
Why are all of these damn shows based off of podcasts?
I mean, because podcasts have more information. Like,
this is a good point. But can somebody make a show first and then we just have the podcast after?
Where do y'all think we're going to be when the Twitch documentary comes out?
I'm surprised that does not even exist yet.
I want to be interviewed. I'd be like, I want to be interviewed because I would say my whole government name and I would talk about, and I would literally just like lambast Twitch for as long as they needed me. Like, I would be like, hey, sign me up. Because it's funny though, because it's like when you mentioned like why there's so many shows, there's literally 3 shows out that were made out the podcast. I think it's like The Thing About Pam, Dr. Death, and The String Next Door. Because and I listened to that Thing About Pam, and I'm like, oh god. But yeah,
what was The Thing About Pam?
Oh, it was the neighbor. I think it was like a husband is suspected of killing his wife because that happens a lot, and but then turns out that the neighbor did it, and there's a whole lot of shenanigans with that neighbor.
And I'm assuming that neighbor is Pam.
Yeah, the neighbor's Pam.
So that is The Thing About Pam.
The Thing About Pam.
No, I was literally asking what was the thing about Pam.
Yeah, the thing. Yeah.
What is the thing about Pam?
Yeah, a lot. A lot. But yeah, I definitely feel like this would be like that right at Cupertino. Because it looks like Avengers New Jersey campus. Like, it reminds me of like not Avengers Tower, but basically where everybody went. Yeah, it's just like basically just like out in like the backwoods of New Jersey, and it's just like, hey, this is where we just keep all the other good stuff at. The tower is for early response. The campus is just for, hey, we're just gonna put our like B and C teams here. And this
is where we keep the ships.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't tear open New York City to just let out the Quinjet. I'm sorry.
No.
But
No,
that's what it is called. No, Quinn. That's something else, right?
no, that's Fantastic Four. That's the Baxter Building,
Oh,
which was wild because it was like people actually lived in that building. It's like that you have the worst neighbors out here in the nation. They're doing like subatomic, like opening up subatomic portals and having battles with like Claw and the fate of the world, and you're just walking your dog, and all of a sudden you just see like the thing in the lobby, and you're like, God damn it! You scared my dog again, Ben. You scaring my dog. I'm sorry. Ben coming home with the pizzas.
so I love this quote here that they put. They append a letter to the executive team. But I love this one right here. Or as Steve said, quote, "It doesn't make sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they could tell us what to do." End quote. Here we are, the smart people that you hired, and we are telling you what to do. Please get out of our way. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. Let us decide how we work best and let us do the best work of our lives.
This is bullshit.
Wait, what's bullshit?
The whole like, oh, we hire smart people not to tell them what to do, but for them to tell us what to do. And I'm like, sir,
Yeah.
friend, I don't even. That's the whole reason why you hire smart people, so that they can come up with good ideas and make you look good.
Well, I mean, so it's not that he's wrong; it's just that people don't do it, probably including him. Which,
Right.
okay,
Yeah, like that. That's the part that got me. Like, dude, you definitely did not do this, Steve.
You're not listening.
You didn't do this.
You're not listening to the smart people. The smart people are telling you no, and you're like,
Wait.
well,
okay,
why?
it's kind of like, okay, so hey, Steve, the smart people have said that it would probably serve them very well if you let them take a vacation, because burnout is bad.
Hey, Steve.
I don't
maybe
know about
we want
that
to
exa- I
style
don't
us
know
with
that
our
about that.
iPhones.
Mm-hmm.
Nerd.
Maybe we want fingerprint readers. Have you thought about that?
Well, okay, that was a decision that they were making after he left. That I am still bummed out about.
How bad?
Oh
Like
my
I say,
God. Did y'all see this article about the Beats deal almost falling through?
I see that.
So like talking about like hiring smart people and like, Steve not Steve not doing that. So just before the announcement was made that Apple was acquiring Beats, Dr. Dre was chilling with Tyrese Gibson, was recording a video, and they were congratulating each other. Tyrese was congratulating Dr. Dre on the deal.
Oh, yeah.
The video got posted to Facebook. They got called into Apple's office, and Dre and Iovine thought that the deal was done. Like, they were just done. Like, fuck it, we just lost the deal because they were used to they were used to how Steve acted. We don't hire smart people, but
Yeah.
But when they actually got in there, like, because this is when Tim was running a company, they got in there with Tim. Tim said, "I'm disappointed that you did this, but I believe that we did bring some smart people in, and we did the thing, and we feel like this is a good decision on our part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock down $200 million off of the agreement, and we'll go live." I'm sorry, my Tim impression is horrible, but
It was pretty close. Because Tim is like very chill.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see Angry Tim.
Oh, I would.
Hey guys.
It would just be a bit louder but firmer tone. You know. You would feel it, and you definitely would feel bad, but it would be more like, oh damn, I made Tim. I made really Tim really gave us a stern talking to. It would be like stern talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I know we could get more power out of the M1 mask. Did anybody think about gluing them together?
Not to. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, gluing them together.
Look, it worked for AMD. Why can't it work for us?
Mm-hmm.
Again, take a look at the damn M1 Ultra and tell me it does not look like a Threadripper. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Just sandwich. Be like, how much can we squeeze on that die? We can squeeze more? Do it.
You mean you can glue them? What? Gluing them together actually works? What? I suggested like injecting bleach in your veins. I didn't think it was going to work. In more Apple labor news, Apple Store unionization efforts continue as employees in Maryland begin the process.
Unionize.
Unionize, 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 unionize.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
You had all these years to do right. You didn't. Unionize. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
In AirTag news, more AirTag tracking shenanigans are afoot, this time in Disney World, where an AirTag tracking alert hits teenagers' phone at Disney World, but they couldn't find the tracker.
You know what's funny? I was what? Okay, I'm gonna out myself for this. I watched Blue Bloods, and there was a plot line where somebody was following the sister who is an ADA, right? And so they were following her, and her like investigator cop friend bestie like said, "Open up your purse," and he was like, "What?" And she dumped her purse out, and he's like rummaging through her things. He pulls a tile out, and I was like,
Yes!
I was like, he took a screen cap. I meant to take a screen cap. I took a screen cap of it. I meant to drop it into the thing. I was like, man,
You should have, because I would have been celebrating the shit out of that.
I was like, man, this is definitely Major's warehouse. Years. I was like, this has become plot lines now. People literally throwing tiles and AirTags into people's bags and being like, yo. I screamed. I scrumped a scream. I'm gonna find it because I have it in like my screen caps folder, so I'm gonna look for that. But when I tell you I seen that and I was like, Major. Oh my god.
There we go.
Yes.
One of my favorite gifts of all time.
Oh god, that show was so good. That show was
I love
so
workplace dramas, even if it's a workplace of a place I don't support.
Right, that part.
That's the only thing that bums me out. But
Yeah.
I will watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine and I will stand by it.
I posted it in the group chat, but it's like him sitting up there holding that tile, and I was like,
Success Kid, everything. Yes!
It's like a
It
plot
is
line.
the excitement, the passion, and the joy coming through. My
Yeah,
headphones at this
it
moment
was
in time.
it was literally like, yes, and this is a plot line. This is a plot line in a. I mean, it would have been any more or less like Dad TV if it was on the episode of either CSI or NCIS.
There you go, baby. There you go. That's victory. That looks like victory right there, baby. That's victory.
It has now become a plot.
Victory.
Yes.
That is not their tag, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's a motherfucking tile. It ain't smart things. It's not Samsung smart things.
Yeah.
It's not an Apple AirTag. It's a motherfucking tile.
And I looked at it, was like, I know a tile. When I see one, that is tile. That is a tile.
Anyway, back to the original story.
Yes.
So in Disney World in Orlando, Florida, there was a family going around just chilling, seeing the sights, riding the rides, eating all the churros. Do they serve churros in Disney World? I don't know. Who gives a shit?
They do. They do.
Okay. Eating churros, doing all the things, right? When the daughter gets it's at 7:09 is when they notice that, hey, there's an AirTag that's following. It started following at 7:09 and they got a notification 11:30. They get back to the car, they kind of go through all the belongings, they don't find this AirTag. However, they still did the smart thing and kind of reported to the cops that, hey, there's something here. I got a notification, there's an AirTag that's following me, we can't find it, what the fuck. So they again looked, they did everything they could, still could not find this AirTag. What they are believing happened was because Disney World, unfortunately, even during a pandemic, which again may or may not exist for people, there are so many people at Disney World that there's a possibility that somebody with an AirTag was following this young girl for about 4 hours, completely inadvertently. I think that's a phrase. I think that's grammatically correct. It doesn't sound like it. I don't know. And it triggered the alert. And yes, this story ruined Ruin's day. And I am happy that it did so. It's like the second win. It was a tile featured in the TV show about tracking people using smart devices. And I ruined Ruin's day. It's a good week for me.
Win-win.
I'm feeling better. Feeling better already.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win.
And see, that got you. See, this is why I post shit in Discord. You read the articles. I be seeing some of y'all commenting on shit, but based on the title and read no article. So I caught you. It's a test.
Read.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so hey, be careful. Also, why are you at Disney World? It's still a pandemic outside. Just if you were close enough to a person to where your iPhone thinks you are being tracked by an AirTag, nigga, you too close. Like, just that. Finally, a little bit of good news. You can use your iPhone as a webcam. Of course, we've already known this. App's already existing, but now it can be used on FaceTime, Safari, and QuickTime. And hey, this app actually can be used with Android devices too. So if you have a Mac and an Android phone, which why would you? But I guess, hey, people have weirder combinations. Actually, shit, wasn't that me at one point? Oh yeah, that was. When I got my first MacBook, I still had a Nexus 6P. Yeah. So hey, just a little bit of a little nice thing that people are doing. If you want to use your cell phone for a webcam, I think Tycho does. I think Tycho says he does it, not necessarily with this app, but he uses his cell phone for a webcam. I know there are so many people who bought like $1,500 displays from Apple with shitty webcams, which they're releasing beta software to try to fix. Let me go buy a MacBook now to go with my Android phone.
You gotta.
I did that.
When you gotta flash your monitor.
I mean, it technically has the innards of an iPhone 13. No, it's like an iPhone 11 or 12 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like with an A13 chip.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it runs like an iPhone. So
I mean, they slapped the A1, they slapped the A13 chip in like the $600 AirPod Maxes. So
did they really? I thought those were still W1s.
W1s probably.
Yeah,
probably
I think it's
one.
the W1, like their wideband shit that they got in all
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
They be like, look, how can we make our peripherals like iPhones?
And this is the portion of the show where I realized my HDR is still on and it washes shit out like fucking crazy. Yeah, it's not great. So give me a second. Things are gonna freeze for a second as we switch over. And see, it looks great for y'all now, but now it looks terrible for me because this shit is super fucking bright over here. But it's time for gaming news. And boy, do I have a humdinger of a story for you.
Oh boy.
Several Western studios that Square Enix formerly owned have now been embraced. That's right, Square Enix sells off Western studios and IP, including Tomb Raider and Deus Ex, to the Embracer Group for just $300 million.
That's affordable.
I mean, do you not know how much game studios are going for these days? Like $70 billion.
That's what I'm saying. It's a steal.
This is a steal.
This is something out the couch cushion. This is like Jeff couch cushions right here.
But they fuck off Square Enix for this one, but they've been abusing these studios. I feel like they sell millions and the publisher just like, yeah, this was a sales disappointment. I'm pretty sure they sold these studios and still said that the money they got back was a disappointment.
Yeah. You could have netted us more money. Disappointment.
Damn. Square Enix has sold off its Western studios over 50 intellectual properties to Embracer Group for just $300 million. The sale, which is set to go through by September this year, means Embracer owns Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal, as well as IPs including Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, and Legacy of Kain. That's an interesting one to include, but I mean, sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's some people who are like, "Oh my god," because they mentioned it, and people were like, "Oh shit, we could get another Legends of Kain game," and everybody's like, "Oh." So yeah, people.
Yeah, let me know how that works out.
Yeah, people.
No, I'm gonna tell you this: if they do, I will absolutely go out for that. So I mean,
yeah.
So that amounts to around 1,100 employees. The deal does not include games Square Enix publishes from external studios such as Life is Strange, Just Cause, and Outriders.
okay, but also,
Well,
actually, nope. I will let you continue reading that before I say anything.
Let's see. In February, Square Enix at Eidos Montreal generally well-received Guardians of the Galaxy game had undershot expectations. While Crystal Dynamics' Marvel's Avengers game continues to receive updates, it's widely considered to have been a commercial disaster. Square Enix said that sale of Embracer enables the... Here it goes, because I think this is what Sid is getting towards. Square Enix said the sale to Embracer, quote, enables the launch of new businesses by moving forward with investments in fields including... Excuse me. Marcus, you can do this. Do this!
Deep breath. We got this.
Deep breath. Take your time. Take your time.
Take your time, Pastor.
Dig deep.
Blockchain.
I'm proud of you. Major. I know that was hard. Major. But you had to get it out. Professional.
Thank you. AI in the cloud.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The father you can't get approval from.
where do I start with? You sold such massive chunks of your company to do that.
Yeah.
To do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cloud? Like where are we back in 2001? What are we doing?
I mean, the cloud is important. I work in the cloud, but I think the cloud they're talking about is Cloud Strife.
Clearly not.
They needed more money for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2.
They already made that.
They did? That exists? When did it come out?
It's called Disc 2.
Did they even make it to the end of Disc 1 in the first one?
No.
I didn't think they did.
No, I think basically they got to integrate, and then that was about as far as they got on that one. They just added some DLC for the first thing that they did.
Well, Part 2 is from what I understand, it is in active development, but yeah.
But I mean, can we? What does the cloud mean for a company that just generally makes games? Are you making your own gaming platform? Is that what you're doing?
Probably.
I see two things in this sentence that make any kind of sense.
Actually, I still don't even know what they're investing in AI for like that. That just seems like a weird thing, but
I mean, to develop an AI and you're just a game company, and I'm thinking like I can understand like Nvidia and AMD developing AI because they could do that, but games.
Wait, what if they're actually hold on? Okay, seriously, what if they are trying to shore up their development tools?
Basically, like using like AI in like design and coding, being like instead of being like, hey, we can make this one tree, but then we could use AI to create a
whole bunch of random trees, like just like to randomly generate worlds and stuff. And I could even see implementing the cloud to try to build that out, like to do that at scale.
Which I'm like, that's fine. I mean, that's fine and all, but I was like, I don't understand why you would feel the need to sell off, money making franchises to do that. But
because they were disappointing.
Tomb Raider was disappointing. I think they were just like, screw it, let's get out of Western development because Western development is hard.
Because here's the thing, that's also a part. They didn't decide to just get out of development. They got out of like the whole everything over here. Like,
Right. Go back to doing what we were doing before and basically going back to making Final Fantasy games.
Like, are y'all okay? Are y'all okay, Square?
I mean, but there aren't that many Japanese companies that are doing Western development like that though, right?
Capcom.
No.
Not even.
FromSoft.
FromSoft is Japanese.
That's what I'm saying. As far, not Western.
FromSoft is Japanese.
I mean, like basically just making games in the West, basically making games for the West.
But no, I'm actually talking about Western developers. I'm talking about beat games made in the West. I don't think there are that many Japanese companies that are doing that.
No, there's not many Japanese companies that are doing that. Which is weird. Which I guess it was weird when we saw Square was doing it because it was like Square.
I mean, I feel like I will say the only company that's doing it would be Tencent, but they're Chinese.
Yeah.
And they're technically not developers. They're just buying developers and investing in them.
Right. That part.
So you mean like what this Embracer company does?
Yes, Embracer is essentially the Western version of Tencent.
Right. Yeah.
Actually,
for those of y'all who don't know,
where is Embracer? Where are they based out of?
For those of y'all who don't happen to know who Embracer is, that is what they are. They're a company that just owns gaming development studios and invests in them, and that is it.
The parent company of businesses developing and publishing PC, console, mobile, and board games and other related media for the global blah blah blah. Are they Swedish? No. Yeah, that's Sweden, right?
Mm-hmm. They're in Sweden.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought I saw Satisfactory. Oh, Ticket to Ride. Ooh. I love a good Ticket to Ride.
So they got movies there too?
Mm-hmm.
Do they own streamers?
Oh,
and cosplayers?
Oh, that was Umbrella Academy. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I saw things that weren't video games for a second.
Yeah. I see like Satisfactory, that's Hot Wheels Unleashed. I think one of those was like Mud Runner or like Snow Runner.
They have, I think under their belt, Ruin, they have like 119 or so development studios.
Yeah, 10 operative groups, 119 studios, over 850 franchises.
Mm-hmm.
I may or may not have decided to do my homework this week and read the show notes before we had this today because I wanted to be able to have that to spout off. But I just looked at this and went,
THQ
Square,
Nordic,
what
Koch
was-
Media, Deep Silver, Coffee Stain, Amplifier, Saber Interactive, Deca, Gearbox. My camera froze because hooray. Easy Brain, Asmodee, Dark Horse Media. So they own a comic book company. Really?
which,
Hold on.
unless you're like, if y'all aren't like necessarily like hardcore into games, some of this stuff might not mean as much. But if you do, it means a whole lot of things.
Oh, they're working on archiving games, so I mean, they're not all that bad, right?
So, yep, things like, hey, do you like The Witcher 3?
Wait, do they? They don't have CD Projekt Red, do they?
For The Witcher?
Yeah.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is the one that they have.
Who has it?
Embracer has it, specifically
How?
from Saber Interactive.
How do they have The Witcher 3? That's CD Projekt.
That's it. That's under the saber3d.com section of the Embracer website. Have fun looking through that one. That's fun.
So they're the developers of it, but they don't own the IP. Like they did the port. Saber Interactive did the port work for Witcher 3 Wild Hunt for the Switch, but they don't own the IP.
They have the,
because that will also
have like a 4K edition too.
Because I mean, with that logic, that would also mean that the Embracer Group owns the Master Chief Collection for PC.
I mean, do they?
No, because Microsoft ain't having that shit. I'm pretty sure Microsoft will also have something to say about Quake Champions too. EA would have something to say about Crysis.
I mean, would they at this point? Because I don't know. Like, if they all decide to get in the blockchain, do those be like, hey, Embracer, what's up?
I feel like EA would go to Microsoft before we go to Embracer. Yeah, Halo CE anniversary. Yeah, Microsoft will have some shit to say about some of this if this was all Embracer. But yeah, I think this is showing like some of it is Saber's original IP. Some of this is port work.
Although I'm curious about what the point is of putting that on there.
I mean, to show like, hey, we could do this work if you're looking for somebody to port your game to another platform that you didn't develop for. We're the company for you.
I really heard that in Three's Company, and I really don't want to have heard that in Three's Company.
That's,
so thanks.
That's probably how that came out. Now that I think about it, but yeah, that was. I'm sorry. Who's ready to talk about our favorite company and yours, Activision Blizzard? Activision Blizzard urges shareholders to vote against New York's proposed annual abuse report. Publisher claims its efforts are best spent directly responding to employee concerns.
Well, here's the thing. It would have been very well spent doing that before now at any point.
But
we're over it now. Now we want hands. The time for talking is over.
Oh, and speaking of hands, New York City sues Activision targeting CEO Bobby Kotick.
So, we need to talk about those two things in tandem.
Because they're two separate things,
because you have, while we're urging shareholders to vote against the annual, they proposed apparently annual abuse report or whatever, very shortly following that, New York just goes, we're suing Activision Blizzard, but we're not suing Activision Blizzard at the same time. They said, no, Activision Blizzard, we have to sue you as an entity, but honestly, we want your boy right there. They are knocking at the front door of these offices with a lawsuit and going, you need to tell your boy Bobby to step outside real quick. If you don't give us an issue with getting to your boy Bobby, we don't have a problem with you. But your boy Bobby needs to step outside into the alley real quick. We'd like a word, please.
So just so we're clear, though, with these two articles here, I'm going to pull that one too. So the first one here from GameIndustry.biz is New York saying, hey, we want that report about, how you're treating your employees. Where Activision's like, no, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. However, this lawsuit is actually coming from what is it? The New York City Employees Retirement System, which holds the pension funds for teachers, police, and firefighters. I'm gonna say three people you really don't like. Three groups of people out of many that you definitely don't want to fucking piss off for a myriad of reasons. Essentially because of the fact that the retirement system invested in ABK to try to grow the pensions, so that way they can pay people when they retire. However, with the stock slump, with everything that was going on, and then their immediate sell to Microsoft to kind of stem the bleeding that ABK was doing, the pension fund wants answers. And they're definitely looking at your boy Bobby K, saying, hey, yeah, you clearly did this so that you can try to get out of trouble, huh? Yeah, we ain't gonna look. We as a collective of shareholder say nay.
So that second one that has, sues Activision, targeting. I think these are two sides of the same coin, because this second article with the sub lawsuit that says New York City is suing Bobby Kotick, is that lawsuit is being brought up by the same grouping of people.
Also, it is, yes. New York State Common Retirement. Okay.
I wasn't playing. Like they were just like, it was kind of like we kind of don't want to talk about it. The New York City employees retirement system was just like,
you gonna talk.
Here's the thing. I brought a latte. I brought a pan au chocolat. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have a whole conversation. You're gonna bring your family. You're gonna bring your friends. We've already talked to the local Baptist church down the street. They're going to serve a whole repast and everything. We are having the conversation today. But since you don't understand the polite asking, we need to inform you. We're not asking you like in the form of a question. It's a statement that ends with a period.
That's right.
Bobby, the information, where is it?
It's right there. It's in that binder you got.
Robert, pull up.
Too
And
busy
like
shooting
most-
Moneyball and shit.
And like most things, and I honestly kind of hate this about certain things when it comes to this legal stuff, but it's how our system works. They've been at this for a really long time of being like, hey, Bobby, about that. Hey, Bobby, about that. Hey, Bobby, about that. And so Bobby, and this is something that we talked about before on the show, I'm sure, when, it would be a really good idea. What if I just retired or I was asked to step down or whatever means I'm not in this position anymore, so I don't have to be responsible.
Oh no,
anything.
Microsoft bought my company. Damn.
And-
I was totally gonna get you that report.
And
my hands
New
are
York
tied.
New York City said, oh, not so fast, bitch. You better bring your ass back here. Bring your ass back here.
But
What you mean?
it's not mine. It's Microsoft's now. There's nothing I can tell you.
And they were just like, I want to know what you did while you were there, though,
But
Bobby.
Microsoft.
Want to know that. And I think the reason why this is happening among other reasons is, hey, Activision Blizzard / Microsoft, here's the thing. We know you don't want these problems. So you're going to do one of two things here. You're either going to cooperate or you're at the very minimum going to step aside while we're on our warpath to Bobby. If you step over here, money's coming out your pocket. You understand that, right?
Well, see, luckily Microsoft legally can't do anything about it. So
see, Ruin. They're trying to catch him before he does that.
And like, I feel like a lot of this may hold up the SEC and FTC.
Well, I mean, here's the other thing too. A lot of this probably means, if the timing is where I think it is, that whenever they announce a thing like someone is becoming the CEO of a company, is leaving a company or whatever, there's a little bit of lag time while they tie up little bits of legal paperwork here and there to finalize those processes. And that means he actually, like, although from the media standpoint, he's gone, on paper, legally, in their offices, he's still there for a bit. They said, you're not allowed to leave until you get us this information. And we will go ahead and complicate this paperwork as much as we need to until we get what we're trying to get. So, Bobby, if you're trying to leave, tell us what we want to know. And all we want to know
you
is...
think we stupid. You think we stupid, huh? You think we stupid.
Yep, we can.
But Bobby, since you can't leave, since you have to be here for a little bit, why don't you tell us how much you knew about things while you were here?
Right. We can.
Because here's the thing. You're in a very unique position, Bobby. Here's the position that you're in. Quote unquote, you're transitioning out of the role. So it's not like you have things to do, but you're still in the role, so we can still ask a question. Which means now you have literally no reason to answer them. You can't say you're busy. You can't say you're occupied. You can't say you're in meetings. You can't say you're handling day-to-day stuff. What's going on, Bobby? Your calendar's clear. Answer the question. Answer the question.
Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, oh, you know something? Funny that you mentioned that, Bobby. Hey, Microsoft, Bobby told us to come and ask you. Microsoft's gonna be like this.
We don't own them.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Be like Phil.
that's on
This is one of those things
Bobby
that
left
we
the
like
country.
to talk about a lot around here. Listen, when we tell you that these companies don't care about you, understand something. As soon as you become inconvenient to them, they will make it clear that they do not care. They have no problem with getting rid of inconvenient people. Bobby should know.
Mm-hmm. Bobby's very familiar with that.
One, Bobby should know, and two, since we're on the topic, Elon's about to find out.
Well,
I gain a whole headache. don't even know why.
I want you to know, for the day that goes down, whenever that is, I have already purchased peppermint schnapps, Kahlua, and Bailey's. We're gonna have a good time that day.
We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right. I'm trying to tell y'all. So yeah, Bobby is like, yeah, and like I say, the government could be like, yeah, we can delay this sale as long as you want to, till you can give us a question. It's whatever's clever. Don't let us find you.
we will find you.
And we will find you. And we will find you.
Oh, then I'll go kill him? Okay.
Yep.
Speaking of companies that used to be owned by Activision but have now been collected by somebody else for more than the Embracer Group was willing to pay for all those Western developers from Square Enix, Bungie!
Is your back okay, Major? Because that was a bit of a stretch.
It was. Bungie tells critics it will never avoid politics as it declares support for Roe versus Wade.
I want to say that normally this is met with half skepticism on my part because I'm like, saying the things and all this other stuff. And in a time where companies don't just make things, but people expect companies to take moral stances on stuff, there's a lot of temptation for people to just at least appear like they're doing the right thing.
I feel like Bungie's...
Hold on. With this situation, however, that skepticism is almost non-existent because a lot of people have been real quiet on this, but whoever is managing this social media account has been like,
I got time today.
They had minutes, hours, seconds, months, years. They had that in Rolex. They had that in Swatch. They were willing to give you time in whatever format you needed it, whether like 24-hour or 12-hour format.
Swatch
like they had it for you. Swatch internet time.
Yes.
Correct.
Make the comeback, baby.
Atomic time, organized by the Doomsday Clock or the Mayan calendar. They were just like, listen, if you are upset, here's a thought for you. Don't buy our stuff. Goodbye. You don't need to be here. They're just like, hey, why don't I didn't come here for political things. Okay, well you could try following the account for the game that you like, and not like the main account over here if you feel so like strongly about that or whatever. Like the very calm clapbacks were pristine. I'm here for Bungie. I'm here for Bungie.
Yep, I'm here from Bungie too.
Because Major was about to be like, "See, you can't come for Bungie like this. Bungie ain't do nothing."
I mean, but they've always they have been on the side of I feel like on the right side of social justice issues.
No, like the thing is, this is the part where I had to just go, this is how we feel about companies in general, and then talk about how I thought about Bungie in this moment in particular. Right. We had to get there. Like the plane had to land. But
also I just wanted to point out Swatch in at a time. Big fan.
because the way that I want to say real shady things about gaming companies, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. If it worked for last summer and the summer before that, I'm pretty sure more gaming companies probably could have said something without immediately being clapped up in the comments. And I'm gonna leave that right there.
So yes, Bungie tweeted out, standing up for reproductive choice and liberty is not a difficult decision to make, and Bungie remains dedicated to upholding these values. So yes, people came out, showed up in full force, showing their full-blown ignorance. Like my man here, at Men of Mayhem with 1776 as his name.
Hold on for a moment. Wait. Do you mean the one who had to eventually suspend that account? Because listen, boo, tomato, but he had to clear it after that.
Like, can we just stick to video games? Bungie, never.
Don't want.
We just,
don't like it. Leave.
What I appreciate about this is it wasn't like a bunch of. There's a lot of things here, right? But the main thing is, he didn't necessarily make like a very big to-do or a giant production about it. They were just like, yo, listen, we're just gonna say the common sense thing here, but just so y'all know where we stand on this is where we stand on this is ridiculous. And people are just like, and it's just like, bruh, like this isn't like difficult stuff. We're not talking about a complex issue here. Like there's clear right and there's clear wrong here at the end. What are y'all talking about? Like, I appreciate the energy of Bungie being like, I don't understand how this is a difficult subject for you.
How is this difficult for you?
At Damani Swan writes, y'all need to stop politics. Okay. It's not a business standpoint nor a game standpoint. It's irrelevant to what y'all do.
Y'all need to stop.
Have y'all not played these games? Have you not played Destiny?
Or how do you think they get
stop
made?
Making political statements, but then have the nerve to pull up and play Call of Duty. I hate y'all.
But see, that's the whole thing. How do you not know about politics when there's literally a season that was all about politics? It was discrimination.
Or again, my whole thing is, how do you think games get made? With people. I don't think a company worried about their employees. I feel like that's relevant to a company. But, you know, I digress. Because Bungie says the best. It's very relevant to the lives of our employees. We will never stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
My favorite part was the response to El Greasy, and that's exactly what I'm going to call them. El Greasy, which, you know, who was just like, this is a sad U.S. gaming company are really going to start choosing a side when you shouldn't even be involved in this bunch of political BS, blah, blah, blah. To which Bungie says, we've chosen a side and it wasn't difficult. Our company values exist beyond our games. Listen to me. I am a whole human being outside of my job. I am also a whole human being at work. And the way that y'all act like the things that people deal with as human beings shouldn't and don't impact the way that they function at work. I could not imagine being a person who... I can't imagine being a person who has a uterus and showing up to work right after like seeing that draft Supreme Court ruling and people just being like, okay, well, we just expect you to be your normal, cheery, chipper self and not, like, be affected by this in any way. And mind you, that's in the same vein as when there were just month after month and day after day of graphic police violence against black and brown bodies everywhere. And I was just at work and people were just like, hey, how are you doing today? Awful. Awful. Like, sure, I'm glad that you went to the company website and spent whatever money you spent on trying to get whatever you were trying to get, but we have to be human beings at the end of all of this. It's not like we just stop being people with feelings and
Saying fucking-
emotions,
it's not
and hopes
fucking
and concerns
Severance.
and fears and all this stuff, right? Right? This isn't Severance. This isn't Westworld. It's like not Black Mirror. It's none of that. Well, I mean, damn near, but not quite those things. Need y'all to get into that notion. I really do.
I want to end this on, I think, a very lighthearted, very positive, funny, well, not positive, but funny one. Where Cosmic Toasting writes, "You are a video game company." Bungie responds with, "You are a toaster."
The ratio.
Mm-hmm.
You are a fucking toaster. Shut the fuck up.
You are a toaster. You are an appliance that heats bread. I'm gonna need you to take all the laps back. Take all the seats. No, I'm sorry. You're a toaster. You can't sit. I need you to take all the counter space. Okay?
All right. Who's ready for some nice, lighthearted levity for the show? For us, but not for those involved.
Mm-hmm.
History has again repeated itself. And I, for one, am here for it.
Why is it that every time that Nintendo makes a thing with a strap that you wear, they are determined to they always have like one person who immediately does this?
Because my freedoms. I don't like wearing seatbelts and I don't like wearing Nintendo wrist straps. Why would I do that? Don't make no sense. It's just like showing American.
Embarrassing.
Nintendo Switch Sports streamer breaks TV, discovers Joy-Con straps are there for a reason.
Couldn't imagine what the reason is. You want to tell us about it?
Last week, Nintendo issued a warning for parents asking them to ensure that their children always stand far enough away from the TV screen to avoid hitting it and far enough away from others to avoid any unintentional fisticuffs. This is a British website, just so you know. But also, even after this warning and the Wii era experiences predating this time in our lives, it turns out that many still need to be reminded about the Joy-Con's handy little wrist straps and why they're actually there. Specifically, when taking part in Nintendo's latest offering, Switch Sports.
See, also, this is why you have things like seat belts in cars.
Twitch
It's why the
streamer,
back that you carry have handles. Just
Twitch streamer 63 Man was mid-rally in Switch Sports' tennis when his backhand shot backfired. Rather than winning the point, 63 Man's Joy-Con came flying out of his hand at quite an impressive speed, hit his screen, and resulted in him losing not just the point, but also his screen's usability. And we have a clip.
oh, not the clip.
Whoa,
Not the
shit!
clip.
That
mean, he was
motherfucker
like-
went flying, bro!
First of all, why is his Christmas tree still up?
Good question.
Right. No, okay. See, no. We're not gonna do this. Kevin, no. Leave people alone. The world is on fire and we are in hell. If people do this, if you decide you're gonna leave your Christmas tree up year round at this point after everything else we've been through, I'm gonna let you have that. Let me see this though, because
It's like a thwip.
I mean,
wait, hold on.
it was like a, and all of a sudden, it was like, and it was
Yikes!
Flip,
What were
yikes.
you doing?
released.
flip.
There. And let's see if I can catch it. Let's see if I can catch it in my hand. Got it.
I can't afford something that big to mess up in the first
Look at
place.
just the levels up. Look, this is, oh my god, bro.
Darkness, my old friend.
The way
And then
my
turns out like, yeah.
very soul would have left
So
my body.
So he's got to go to Amazon. A new egg.
Best Buy.
Best Buy. Yeah.
Just.
And you know what? With all due disrespect, I feel 0% sorry for this man.
Right.
I feel 0% sorry for this man. I have no empathy. I have no empathy. I have no goodwill towards this man. I am so glad he broke it. I am so glad he broke it because I have no love or no good feeling for this man. He deserved everything that he got because he did not put the strap on. Oh, I'm sorry. That sounded bad. That sounded real bad. I was really fighting with that. Like, don't say the obvious. Don't say the obvious. He did not attach the strap to his wrist. That still doesn't help.
Hold on, which one are we talking about? Hold on.
The one I'm still watching. Well, or just anybody at this point.
I mean, literally, here's the wild part. He was holding both Joy-Cons.
Oh, for a moment. Let me look.
Right.
Is it the YouTube video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another. I'm looking at a tweet here now.
Hold
Oh
on.
look, I threw my. Oh no, I'm about to throw my.
Hold on, let me see this.
Wow. Okay, this one isn't as bad.
No, I didn't know this one was here.
Damn.
Oh, so you're watching are you watching the Thwip one?
Yeah, I watched the one with the really big TV. I didn't know this happened.
Not her kick her shoe at it. Ma'am, well, there is a strap for the shoes. It's like laces.
No, they're okay. So
Your shoe come off.
I was watching the one with the shoe on the TV, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that wasn't so bad, but I couldn't have, it couldn't be me kicking a thing at something that big. I would have taken the precaution, but this other one,
the one we were watching.
It was like literally like
no.
Yep, he went Thwip.
It was like whip.
He formed that shit on like Spider-Man's web.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what I'm telling you. I feel 0% sorry for this man. I really do. I feel 0% sorry for him. Because if you play anything, because see me, I remember the heady days. I'm a Wii veteran, right? So I remember every time I played the thing, I always put this the Wii strap on. Well, you know.
The way that I see the
Right.
lines of worry and sweat crossing their
I
face.
attached, that. So it was just a matter of that's what you did. And even then, they had they gave everyone the cushions, the cushion ones. So even if you did, it wouldn't it would just bounce off the TV. That was fine. I had them joints attached to.
And see, this is why when I bought it, when my son asked, I wasn't sure if I still had mine, which I did, but I bought extras.
Because you want to make sure.
I bought extras. That's how much I was already in it.
Right. Which was funny though. It was funny. I actually found mine, and I was like, I might want to keep these for maybe. I think it was I'm gonna need to keep these in case I played Super Mario Party, which was the one that which was the Mario Party that required Joy-Cons. So I was like, I'll just keep them around just in case. I'll keep them close by. And then when Switch Ports came out, I'm like, well, I got the strap. So I'm like, whoop, 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 whoop. So I'm literally doing, the whole thing. And, which is a funny story. I was on the big screen and I was playing a very heated game of tennis. And my mom was trying to walk between the hallway and the kitchen, and I'm in the middle of it, and I'm like, I'm trying to Mom, I'm getting my Agassi on. Hold on.
And see, the thing that gets me is like, Nintendo issued a warning for parents, asking them to ensure that their children at least always stand far enough away from the TV to avoid hitting it, and far enough away from others to avoid any unintentional fisticuffs. I did not see that warning, but me as a parent who owns expensive shit was like, motherfucker, if you do not stand in that corner over there, I don't want you to hit my TV, and I do not want you to hit me. Because if you do either of those things,
we're gonna have a problem.
I'm tossing you over this biggest.
Right. And I'm literally and what's really wild though is when you're playing, it's wild when you play the game pretty much says, hey Playboy, you got the strap? Is it attached? Because you might want to make sure it's on, and you might want to make sure this lock switch is up too, just to really make sure that it's attached, so that it don't fly off of it.
No, I made fucking sure.
It makes sure at almost a spam level, a mobile game level of like letting you know, hey, make sure that the Joy-Con is attached, because it could fly off, or it could fly out of your hands, because these things have zero grip. So just as my man threw it out there, it was just the way it did, especially when your hands get all nice and sweaty. Whoop.
But see, it also has another unintended effect that I love, because my son loves to continue to push buttons when he ain't supposed to. Drop the controller, doop, and it just hangs on his wrist. So don't touch it until I tell you. And it just hangs. It just hangs. It is great.
You know what? That should be the my man's face should be like the thing for the episode. Like,
I was hoping to do Swatch Internet time, but I'll do that.
I mean, I ain't gonna tell you how to run your show, but I'm just saying, like, that's definitely one.
I mean, to be fair, I did not expect that. So, I mean, it may have. I kind of forgot about Swatch Internet time until you mentioned it. Until you mentioned the thumbnail. I'll try to remember to get that. Remember to get that. But yeah, a little bit of lighthearted news.
Don't feel sorry for that man.
Do not.
I'm sorry. I'm just having like intense flashbacks from like our earlier childhood in terms of getting games. It would have taken one of those. We can replace that, but that's 2 Christmases that you will not see another thing from me. That's 2 Christmases and a birthday at least.
Right. That's a whole expense that he's not like, man, that's gonna cut into his like PC upgrades.
But again, like I was telling Ruin before, when he was talking about like Caden's first appliance, broken appliance. I said, dude, I wished it was a TV. I wished it was his, not mine. Mine is fucking expensive. Even for me, it's expensive. I tried to get it on sale, and it's still not even like the best TV. One day. Anywho, it's time for some updates. Windows 11 update fixes a nasty 40-minute boot time bug.
Ooh, Jesus.
Also seems to be fixing some memory leaks as well. So if you got Windows 11, good luck and go update.
The odds be in your favor.
Yeah. Android 12 Pixel users. Android 12 May security patches rolling out to the Google Pixel devices. If you have one of those devices, go and get that update. This is the one time in forever, and I want to say it may be my fault, that Samsung did not release a May update. or released an update before Google did. I don't even think there is one for Samsung devices yet. And that makes me sad. It makes me sad.
Sadness.
I think it's my fault. If I got a Pixel instead of the 22, I bet you Samsung would have had it out on time. But maybe they make it extra special. Look, Major Linux, he's back on Android. We can't disappoint. We got to put the best shit in here, dog. He went to Samsung. We got to show it up. This man out here driving Hyundais, and now we got a Korean Android device. Put the best out there. No excuses. So, Kev, you updated your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, this update doesn't apply to me because I'm on that Android 13 beta, which that was a story I didn't include, but it made Tycho upset. Where if you updated to the May update of Android 12 and then tried to join the Android 13 beta, you can't get the beta because they have not provided an upgrade process from the newest version of Android 12 to the 13 beta. So everybody has to wait until the new beta version comes out. But I went ahead and upgraded mine before the new update came out. So now I have Android 13. And in deals, Xbox Game with Gold May games are now out. Of course, you can enjoy Yoku's Island Express, Viva Pinata, Party Animals, and more. Looks like Hydro Thunder and The Inner World. Let's see here. May 16th to June 15th, Inner World. I'm sorry. First up, Yoku's Island Express, which will be available from May 1st to 31st. May 16th to June 15th is The Inner World, The Last Monk. May 1st to 15th is Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And Viva Pinata Party Animals will be available from the 16th to the 31st. And Hue is still currently available. Also, Trek the Yumi came out. It's Trek the Yumi, right? Or is it Trek the Yuma? See,
Yomi.
Yomi. Okay, Trek the Yomi came out on Game Pass today.
Yes.
Along with some other titles.
I think it was like with the black and white samurai game.
Yes.
The
samurai game that everybody can play from Devolver Digital.
Mm-hmm.
I may have peeped a whisper of that on the stream today. It looks interesting.
It does. I may
From
try
a
to download
side,
it.
although I will say I have a list of samurai themed games at this point that I'm probably going to end up playing for that. Though.
It's like for everybody who wanted to play what is it?
Which one?
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yes. For anybody who wanted to play Ghost of Tsushima but did not have a PlayStation. Or even when they did not want to play it on their base PlayStation because they knew it was going to catch fire if they did.
Yeah.
We're not shading y'all. Like there's sometimes.
No, that was definitely me. That was definitely me. I could have played Ghost of Tsushima when it came out, but I was like, I don't know if I want to put that in my PlayStation.
Yeah, that was kind of like, I don't know. And then because this was real close to the 5, so it was like, I think it'd be best if I just wait for the 5. Like wait for the 5 and then
the eventual time when it comes out on PC.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a good chance.
And
Tsushima really does feel like a PC game, yeah.
And with that, the show comes to a close. We're at the end. That's it. That's all the news that's fit the print, as they say. So
we did it.
We did it. Without Anka,
and almost at a reasonable time.
And without Anka.
Oh
no, we didn't want to. Major.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Major.
I'm sad.
Wow.
I miss her.
Like there are ways to grieve. That was not the.
I was not the move major.
I'm saying.
Oof.
You didn't have to do it like that though. The pain, the wounds, still raw. Why are you doing it? For what was the reason?
I'm a masochist. I don't know. Anywho, let's move past.
I think I speak for all of us when I say we forever hold the goat that is Anka in our hearts forever.
Jeez Louise. Oh.
The hell?
Not Ruin doing that.
Good. Do not
Can we
do
get
this. Ruin, do not do this. Stop.
Don't tell your 3080. Don't do it. Don't sell it. Bottom's gonna fall out. Bottom's gonna fall out.
That shoe is dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Sell it at cost, maybe a little bit less to somebody who needs it.
You missed the window for that.
Or just don't be that person.
Just don't do it, because see, it's gonna dry up on the vine, because them just that costs now, bro.
I know somebody who might want it. He's here. It's right over there. He might want it.
3070 when it gets that's gonna be way too much card for me.
I mean, I say that about my 3080 Ti, but look, we're getting along just fine.
I mean, I play eclectic city builders and the odd like.
But imagine, you just crank the sliders all the way up. You can see for miles. No draw distance.
It would literally
be
like
infinite draw distance.
It would literally be like my time at Porsche would be at its best, but even then, it's already at its best.
Like just you can fucking like just emulate Xbox Series S games.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
true. Yeah, he did try to sell it to me, and I was like, nah, fam, yeah, way too much cards.
Anywho, Kev, saying what y'all got going on this week?
Well, like I say, Mother's Day is this weekend, and then next weekend, Bestie's coming into town, so me and Bestie's probably gonna link up and do some stuff together. Do some light yard work, and of course, designing Granite 2 in my off hours. I've also been playing a lot of like really cool indie games. But I also want to finish like Kirby and get Kirby out of the way so that we can kind of like jump into Pikmin, which that's great. And we're going to be, I'm thinking about bringing back Monster Monday on the Switch, where I've decided that instead of getting Sunbreak on PC, I'm be getting it on the Switch, which is weird. But then I realized, dude, you're actually further along on Switch than you would be on PC, so you might as well just go ahead and finish it up, and just do all the cool stuff on Switch anyway. So, because you're already done, you have literally all the hunting horns. You might as well just finish it up and play the DLC on it, because you have no problem with it. Because the PC, funny enough, the PC port was like, this is cool and all, but I feel that there's some light disappointments with it but I'm still gonna revisit it at some point. What else? Yeah, just playing some really cool indie games and whatnot. Yep. About it.
Sin. What do you have going on this week?
Well, I mean, there isn't much left to it, so there's that. But we're going to try to catch up on some writing. I'm probably going to do a little bit of writing after the show today. Friday's going to be catching up because I got a request from my boss that sidelined everything I plan on doing today. And then we're going to record some stuff. We're going to write some essays. I'm going to play some games. I'm going to enjoy some more Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire has been a wonderful time. And that's about it for this week. And then we have this week. We have next week is normal operations. And then I have to make a trip for my final apartment tour. And then I have decisions to make.
Ooh. So we just gonna get like a special stream of Sin, the decision. Just walk up to a podium. Everybody just Skyped in, zoomed in. Sorry. For my decision, I go with, you can go down, you got like a table of hats. You just pick one up. So I'm going here.
If I were announcing streaming platforms the way that people have been doing the last couple of weeks, maybe. But since we're not trying to be shady today, well, maybe. That announcement will probably just come from your living room, quite possibly.
Wait, my living room?
Yep.
I mean, we can work something out.
I mean, like this is a thing that you said we could do. So
yeah, we could definitely work that out.
Do that.
We can do it in the living room. We can do it outside. It's beautiful. Got trees as a backdrop. It's great.
And then we're going to be out there, and Major is going to go. So you know how you podcast with people, and you thought you weren't like that? They would be cool in real life. It was the opposite of that. I want to strangle this man.
That's so nice. Never had people want to come out and kill me before. That's right. You heard it. You heard it here first. Wait, hold on. No, what's going on? Whoa.
It has nothing to do with tech, but I just saw some nonsense that is blowing my mind.
Did Mike Tyson punch somebody else now?
No, that didn't blow my mind. That just got a round of applause, a standing ovation from me.
Mm-hmm.
Leave people alone.
I mean, something you care to expound on, or we just gonna leave that? We just gonna leave it at that?
I'm gonna drop it in the group DMs because y'all don't deserve to. Like the good listeners at home don't deserve to have to deal with that nonsense.
Anywho, this fuck. I don't know what I'm doing this week. I honestly I don't know. Mother's Day is this Sunday. We are trying to do some stuff with the group of moms that we are all in connection with. I didn't say Google go away. I'm trying to do something Saturday, Sunday. Will probably be a chill day. My wife said she wants to redo her hair, so that means it's me and Caden Sunday.
Time to fly drones.
I mean, sure, but he will probably just want to play more Nintendo Switch Sports, which actually I'm kind of excited about because my parents are going to help my aunt with some more of it. So they're getting a new bed for her, so they're going to help her out. And while they help her out, get her squared away, and then come meet us here, my sister and her daughter are coming here, just so we can kind of chill before everybody meets up for dinner or whatever, early dinner, I guess at this point. Because my aunt likes to get back home before the snakes come out, as she says. So I'm looking forward to having my niece here. That way her and my son can play together. And of course, he's been really excited about Nintendo Switch Sports. He wants to play with everybody. So I definitely looking forward to, bringing all the young kids together so we can all play bowling, tennis, all that shit. Really excited about that. So there's that. I know I am a week behind on getting the Galaxy S22 review up. I'm eventually going to shoot something with that. I'm kind of glad I took the extra week because, yeah, I really thought I was going to put the phone down and then, you know, just use it for work. But no, absolutely not. I can't put the Galaxy S22 Plus down. I just can't. Yeah, ruin. Like, I mean, you're not wrong. How did Samsung do it? Young, it is a good phone. And again, shout out to Young for like, I know I put a tweet out there about the in-screen fingerprint reader and how I was having trouble with it. Young said, dude, just press harder. And it's like, okay. And I did it and it fucking worked. So now I'm like hitting it with like about a 90% accuracy because I'm actually applying more of the thumb to the screen. So yeah, shout out to Young for helping me out with that. Yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun with the phone, and honestly, yeah, it's a recommendation for me, but I'm hoping to get into a little bit more thoughts when I eventually shoot this video. Probably more networking stuff I gotta figure out because I gotta find out what else is broken. Probably it will be when my wife screams at me because a light switch isn't working in a place. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, outside of that, this is it. I'm just gonna be chilling like a villain. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say, because I know that this can be, depending on the person and different situations, for so many reasons, this could be a wonderful, encouraging, heartfelt, warm time of the year. But it can also be kind of rough for a lot of people who have either, complicated relationships with their parents, or some, complicated or strained relationships with parents, or, parents have since passed and all this other stuff. And for all of those people, I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. But also, depending, I hope that you have friends and family to get you through whatever the difficult feelings are that you have, if you have difficult feelings on Mother's Day.
Yeah, most definitely. I know I've got at least one person I need to check on. So, yeah.
Also, because Major just mentioned it, please check on your friends. Please check on them.
Dude, please do that.
If you know that that's them, please check on them.
Sin, you didn't need to add the added context to that. I hate everything about this. When I installed a new IT installed a new router, didn't test it, and left. Nothing works. I have never felt more like IT than when I was contemplating resetting my wireless network at the house today. Like, before I called my wife, I said, look, I don't know what to do. I said, what does your schedule look like? Because I'm bringing the network down. It was like, why are you calling me about this? Because this is the most stressed I've ever been about a thing in a long time. So why don't you do it when we're asleep? Damn, that actually does make sense. Fuck. Mm-hmm. But then she told me she was going to be late coming home, so I did it today. I should have pulled up her location on like Find My. It's like, all right. And my son was looking and said, oh, that's mommy. I said, yeah. Okay, so mommy's still in Durham. I still got an hour till she gets home. I can reset this router before she gets home and she will never know. And she just kept driving. So, oh man, she's getting closer. We gotta go, buddy. We gotta go. Is she paid for after-hour support? That's a very complicated question that I choose not to answer at the moment. Anywho, I'm gonna wrap this up before I get any more into this. Thank you everybody for tuning in to into another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for May 5th, 2022. On behalf of Kevin Kev, on behalf of Sinsiak, it's your boy, Marcus Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux. Of course, if you're watching this show live, you want to catch previous shows, majors.house/TTT or youtube.com/Major Linux and look for the Tech Talk Thursdays playlist. Of course, if you're listening to the archives of this, you can definitely catch us live each and every Thursday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern over at twitch.tv/Major Linux. Of course, you can get dope merch like the Tech Talk Thursdays snapback hat, which is too big for my head, or the Tech Talk Thursdays mug, or you can check on Instagram where I got the Tech Talk Thursdays desk mat, majors.house/merch. Y'all have a great evening. Of course, y'all could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream in the world. You could have been reading the tech, gaming, and streaming nugs yourself, but you said no, thank you. I seem to can't log into my news, so I'll watch you instead. And for that, I appreciate that. And all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you. And peace. How?
Wakanda forever.